Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White of rap for the beat, though. Hey, welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, your Couch Rider Raven. And Cam Rule being here in just a minute, but I just want to say thanks for coming through. Thanks, for constantly being here. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Excuse me. Let's talk about Bless Brian said our Ravens making good moves. We're gonna get into that and more. Hey, Bless, hey, do me a favor, man. If you got any Ravens groups, go ahead and share this link to get them in the room, because we want to keep this party going. Let's see here. All right, so you already see it. You see the topic. EDC satisfies the thirst with Cam Rue. Cam Rue's coming in here in just a second. So as he gets loaded up, we'll be ready to rock. Meanwhile, we're going to talk about what we normally talk about. G-Ro's still here. Y'all got to get over it. You got to get over it. Cam Rue is here, rocking red. All right. What's good, my man?
What's up, brother?
Chilling. Man, so I got a surprise for you.
Brother.
Yeah, I told you. Surprise. Look here, they got all the EDC satisfying all the thirst. All the thirsty little dudes out there, they satisfied now. Hang on just a second.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing. Some of these people, I don't know if you watch LBHT, they still ain't satisfied. They talk about still defund the defense. And there's so many people out there that's still like not satisfied with the moves that's being made or whatever. But you have to recognize you build the mountain one pebble at a time. Just one little thing here, one little thing there. He spent more than he spent in years on players. They got to get his props. I know they over here in Lacey's inbox, everything else. They got to chill, man.
I mean, you can't. Some people just never gonna be satisfied. What's up, brother?
Yes, indeed, delicious. We feeling the signs, dog. We feeling them. Hey, like I said, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming in the room. Hey, do me a favor and share these links on Twitter. Share them on Facebook real quick, and then come on back. That way we can get a couple more people in the room, have this conversation. But yeah, they talk about the Ravens are making some good moves. Bless Brian saying we got Z. We got Z back. I think it's a great move.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great move. Let me make a move and give you a drink right quick. Yeah. So this is a pretty good move right here. So
I got my pretty good.
Anyway, so it's like 4 years, like you said, $35 million, and it's he can get up to $50 million if he do it right.
Let me tell you something.
What's up?
We cover just about. We always, we want to make sure we can go in there. We don't have to worry about anything when we go into this draft. We ain't got to fill no holes. We can pause with the holes. But we gonna make sure that that we can
that
get.
You can select best player available, right?
That's our motto. That's what we do.
Well, let me tell you why that best player gonna be Tyler Lindenbaum.
First, we gonna get your boy Davis. We getting your boy Davis. I see it.
Davis?
I see that's what's happening.
I guess it still leaves it open. It does, but I mean, only signing a tackle to the offense so far. I still think there's other holes that need to be filled, and I think that they should go offense in the draft based off of this and based off of some tape that I looked at today on your boy, Ben Cleveland. It didn't look good. It didn't look good, bro. I watched the Steelers tape. I watched it, and they were not running behind Ben Cleveland.
What? No, brother.
They were being pulled, dog. No,
not take shots at my No, he gonna take those shots at Ben.
He was being pulled, dog. He was being pulled. You gotta look at it.
No, man. Watch that run behind Lade when Murray ran for that. It was like a 60-yarder. That was behind Cleve. I'm trying to tell you.
Look, I'm about to go back and watch it again because I saw the one that was created for 22 yards by Freeman. That was not created by him. That was by AV.
No, I ain't saying nothing about Freeman. I'm talking about.
And then, so here's what I saw just in the first half. In the first half, I saw he created a hole in the second quarter. I think it was for Freeman. Decent run on it. And he was constantly giving up ground and pass pro. The pocket wasn't there because he was either one, giving up ground, or two, he couldn't find an assignment. The dude was lost in the sauce on pass protection. Yeah. And then he had just, like I said, he was used as a pulling guard, and then he was just getting up out of the way. I really didn't see like major impact. And then he was falling down. He was falling down in the first half. I was like, what? Like,
what about the second half? Because you know,
second half, like I said, I had I'll be honest with you, you know, we keep it real here on the show. Behind door number one over here is a disaster, and I had to go take care of that because you know, flushing and everything. But anywho, I'll get back to that second half later on. But I did look up his stuff according to the Pro Football Cap. You know, I call it Pro Football Cap because sometimes they just ain't got their life together. Okay. They gave him a 54.8 rating in pass blocking and a 56.6 in run blocking. So I'm thinking he's still developing. He's still developing.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's still developing.
Look, coming back from an injury, I don't know what was his knee, or something like that. Because he did well in the Indianapolis game, in the Kansas City game, he did pretty good. But as far as I'm concerned, I only seen one sack come from his side.
Yeah, and there was also the sack that he almost caused a sack against Huntley in the first quarter. He got beat by Hayward
in Pittsburgh.
It was against Pittsburgh, and luckily, you know, Huntley just kind of did his magic and dived a little forward. So basically, half the man's body was behind the line, and the other half was ahead. But it was because Hayward beat his man.
You got to think about this too. Even they asked Kevin Zotler about him, like, okay, he's first of all, he's adjusting to going to the left. He played the right side, right? Mm-hmm. That's one. Two, who you want? I love Ben Powers. I got love for him. Only because Lil Mo, rest in peace to Mo. Mo picked him. But Ben Powers is not the answer.
That's what I'm saying. This is why the answer is Tyler Linden Bond. You stick Makari over there at the left guard. You stick Makari at the left guard. Bro. You shove Tyler Lindenbaum at the center. You shove my boy Zyla at right guard. You got the new cat from the Jets come in, and he do his thing. What the heck is that boy?
Listen.
Morgan Moses come in at right tackle.
Oh, you got
Stanley left. We straight.
No. He only allowed one at 4 years.
Yeah.
At 4 years at Georgia.
Okay.
The years he started.
Mm-hmm.
Once after his rookie year, after his freshman year, he didn't allow any sacks.
Mm.
That's why they drafted him.
All right.
He didn't allow any sacks. Now you talking about in the SEC. He didn't allow any sacks.
Yeah. Okay. So I give him a shot. I just wanted to make sure I'm looking at the tape.
Yeah,
see it.
I'm telling you, I'm sure he's 100% better if he was just gonna come right in and play the right side instead of competing for the left side.
Yeah.
You got to change your footing. You're looking at things a little bit differently.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's still trying to. It's the same thing with Bozeman. By the way, I think Bozeman coming back. That's my bold prediction on that, because he was graded out as the top center, but you see what's going on. Everybody getting centers, and he still hasn't got paid.
Yeah, his price tag is dropping by the moment.
Oh, so. He ain't got no choice. He's gonna.
His agent's like, let me call you back when I can go find somebody who gonna let you work. You stay on that corner, hold that sign up, look pretty.
Listen, reason being is not because he's not good. He has no accolades under his belt. You talking about Trotter, the center from Cleveland? He's been a Pro Bowl player. I think he's been in Pro Bowl a few times, at least 2 or 3 times out of the times he's been in Cleveland. Then there was another center that got Pacey got re-signed to Philly.
Okay.
So if he's going to base it off of what Casey got, and I don't know what he got offhand, but they extended his contract, even though he's been in the league a lot longer. So maybe you can't really base it off of that. But then again, you can, right? Because somebody's going to reset the market for your position. So he's just not fun. I think his agent, you might have to fire that joker because I think he's asking for too much. I really think something must be going on because if he was the hottest center and they had him, Pro Football Focus had Bozeman, the number one center going into the free agency. There's no way you the number one center and no money has been moved your way, but offensive linemen have been getting signed.
That's because his number is through the roof, and centers ain't getting paid. They getting paid, but they ain't getting paid. I mean, they ain't getting paid like tackles. It's not happening.
Now, if he was all pro this year, and it'd be different, but he wasn't all pro. And he was a Pro Bowl. He wasn't even a Pro Bowl. Who you go sub? He wasn't even a sub for the Pro Bowl. So, I mean, he did have a good grade. What's his grade?
Oh, I didn't check his PFF grade. I only checked.
You all going at my boy.
Yeah, I was only checking your guy. I had a little hate in my system. Sometimes when you watch certain shows, it just builds up the hate, and you just kind of just want to bring it all to you just get the hate in your heart. You just got to let it out.
He came in ready to shoot him.
Anyway, let's pay some of these bills over here, man. So, Bless Brian said we got Z back for 4 years, $35 million. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I'm happy to be back, man. I mean, I understand why we lost him because we couldn't pay him.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying, no, we shouldn't have lost him. But on top of that, we still had Terrell Suggs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, we were trying to get Suggs back. That's one.
Yep.
Two, you got, who was behind him? Tyus, Judon. You franchise tag Judon.
Mm-hmm. So
you're getting really, what we going to do?
I mean, you can't. Eric DeCosta wasn't going to pay him 4 years, $66 million, especially when I think he had 5 sacks that year.
He had 9 that year.
He had 9. Okay,
9 was last year.
They were just like, all right, look, the price tag's a little bit too high. We can't necessarily pay him at the moment because it was 2019. We were still eating. I think we were eating a couple of contracts there on the cap, and
we were still trying to come down
from Joe probably.
Joe's, he still had a 19.
He had 16 million still sitting on the daggone, just sitting there in dead cap that we had to eat in.
Yeah, so we couldn't get him back. I mean, I know everybody wanted to get him back. I mean, I wish he wasn't going to leave, but you got to follow it though. He was appreciative of what was going on. That's why I'm sure he wanted to be here anyway. He had to get back.
Yeah. Then it was the fact that dang, I forgot what I was about to say, but he came through. Mm-hmm. And he had 26 sacks total with Green Bay. He gets injured last year, so that brought his price tag down. Some people fussing about how Von Miller just got paid $120 million, whatever. Well, check it. Von's older. I believe Von is older. And Von, I love me some Von. He has good technique, but the body goes first before the mind goes. And so while he's got that technique, that speed, those legs, they hit in the 30s, and it's going to be gone. He might get a couple of, but he's not going to have the level of production that Z's going to have. I believe we have something special here with Owe on one side and Z on the other, waiting for Bowser to recover, and then they can give each other blows. Balls. They can give each other opportunities to
rotation.
Yeah, they can have a rotation there.
But this is, what's also funny is that sometimes I think the GMs do certain things just to be an ass to other GMs. Like, we're gonna give Kurt extra money to come here. But not only that, now we done reset the market. We done messed it up for everybody. Yeah, you messed it up for everybody.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I think they gotta not even look at any of the deals. Like, I think the GM
reset the market for tight ends, and he only got one a yearly deal. They resetting the market for everything.
It don't make no sense. It's just like, okay, all right, well, we're gonna find this trash receiver that probably could be a sign. He could probably be signed on later in the year, something like that, and probably end up getting cut. But we're gonna sign on we're gonna give him $10 million a year. $10 million a year. Zay Jones got $10 million. He robbed them Jags.
No, look, you gotta overpay. I understand what they're doing. Ain't nothing in Jacksonville. You gotta overpay jokers to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Jacksonville is that's really home of Florida, University of Florida, Gainesville. Like that's they don't have nothing. That's on the borderline. You talking about you on the borderline between you and Georgia? There ain't nothing there,
They could pay somebody else, man.
bro.
Zay Jones is Zay Jones.
Statesboro, Georgia, right outside of Jacksonville, Florida. You know what it was called? It was called Whitesville.
Okay.
It was about this big, the size of a complex, and there's nothing else there but roads. Unless they built it up now, I'm sure they have. I mean, I was a little kid at the time.
You're right. Don't nobody want to go to Duval.
Yeah.
Let's see. He said Anthony Averett left to the Raiders. That's all right. I mean, the Raiders, they've been making some moves today. Yeah, hey, go on, man. He's a Raider now.
You get a come up pick for that?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a decent comp pick, but I think because the fact that we just signed, I think the third safeties in the league.
Williams?
Yeah, I think he was the third ranked safety. He's the number one ranked safety according to PFF as far as the ball hawking skills.
Yeah. But it's good. That balances off, so we don't lose no comp pick next year. That's all right.
I think they recognize that the formula is like, the formula is good as far as the comp pick stuff, but there comes a point to where you like, hey, I got to go spend it.
Yeah.
I got to go spend this money. And I think Eric DeCosta recognized, like, look, we can be cheap to a certain point, and we can pull out the credit card a little bit. The things that we have been saying is coming to fruition because we recognize, like, you can pull it out a little bit. You can roll those contracts back. If you look at Morgan Moses' contract, I think his salary for this year alone is only just a little bit over $1 million, which means they put a little bit on the other on the other years, which is fine. You can do stuff like that. The cap's not capped. The cap is sensible if you know how to maneuver it.
Yeah.
Like the Saints, like I said, they rolled up $80 million and they put a lot of stuff just threw money back on future years, but they're going to pay for the decisions they make because they're too costly.
Yeah,
Baltimore made smart decisions this year that made sense. They gave up a good decent amount of change to sign a really good player who's going to help us out, but they also spread the contract out. And that's okay, but so the cap is not cap. It's just the cap's going to hurt you either this year or it's going to hurt you next year. You got to figure out how you want to get hit. And
if you ever notice something about how EDC's been doing it, which is a little different,
he
puts a lot of it on the incentives opposed to, what it is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't show up on the books. So that's like honestly, because how Baltimore is. Even when Ozzie was the GM, they still, unless you like a horrible player, bro, you still gonna get your money regardless. When Jokers, even when Tony Jefferson, when he got cut, they still gave him his bread. You know what I mean? That's just how they are. That's what I love about. That's why people love the organization. That's why the players love the organization because Steve Bisciotti does not want to do anybody dirty. He always wants to help everybody out. And when Tony Jefferson got hurt and they cut him, he still walked. Same thing with Mark Ingram. He still walked away. They got cut, and I know they was do whatever it was that was as far as that was left on their advance. They still gave it to him. Other places they be like, we done with you. We don't care. We done. But, I mean, perfect example. Look what Dallas did with Cooper.
Yeah.
You just gonna slide him over. All right, make sure you take all the money. You ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean?
they need to cut some cap room. That's what they need to make some cap space, whatever. Right. So Boogie, I think him and B Reg, they in the same smoke group. I think they smoking together a lot. So you're gonna see a lot of hate come out of Boogie mouth. So he's talking about EDC hasn't shut anything up. So here's the thing. I think DeCosta came out today, or it came out the last couple of days, and he made some moves that were smart, sound decisions. Brought in a very, very good safety. Brought Z back. Brought in a tackle who was pretty solid. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of competition when it comes to tackle this year. I think the moves that he made were smart. I think they were great moves. Like you're not sitting there seeing DeCosta pop out and pay $70 million on a whim like that. That usually doesn't happen. So he took some chances to try and hush some of y'all haters up. Right. And y'all still unsatisfied. Like
you gotta remember, you got more playmakers on How many playmakers you got on offense? Think about it for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, are you talking about health? If everybody's healthy, of course, you got the man. You got the main man.
I'm talking about just as far as like position-wise, not naming the players. How many players do you have on offense? You got the quarterback, got the running back.
Two.
What type of offense you run? You got one or two receivers and one or two tight ends, right?
Yep.
And that's all the playmakers you got. On defense, everybody is a playmaker. They need to all be able to make plays. What's have always made us a dominant defense? We had a playmaker on every level. Just going back to when Ray was here. Nada. Suggs, Ray, Ed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Somebody on the corner.
Yeah, you had Chris McAllister out there one time, and he was like, you had beastly corners at one point in time.
I think they're gonna move your boy. I think that's what they move with Brandon. I think he's gonna do the Jimmy Smith role.
He's gonna do Jimmy? I know he can cover corners.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be and that's all that's gonna do is help him become a better safety anyway. Think about it. Roll him back. He'd be the third corner. He can learn behind Jimmy and Marlon and Marcus even more. He come in, slide Marlon back into the slot. When Marlon is when he's playing all over, Marlon is a monster. When he on one side, Marlon is okay. Yeah. I think that's more of a mentality thing, not because he can't physically just play on one side of the ball. It's just that, again, he's a playmaker. Marlon, that year that we had to slide him in because Tavon Young got hurt, he became so dominant.
Yeah.
Everything that he was doing. And then he got even better as outside corner.
I think on the outside, that's his true strength. His inside is good. It's good, but he gets tried a lot more on the inside than he does on the outside.
He does. But the problem is he can keep up with any of them. I don't care if you quick, he's just as quick and just as fast. This dude got Olympic speed.
Yeah.
You know,
he's a good traveler. I mean, he travels. It's just I want to see him completely shut down. I want to see him get another crack at Jamar Chase.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be different this year.
Yeah. So bless Brian hating on your shirt there. He said take that shirt off.
Nah, it look good on me. I don't even care about Manchester like that.
He just like red. He like red.
Shirt, just love the red shirt.
Yeah.
Had a pair that was right.
Bless actually makes sense. Patience is key. That's the thing when it comes to this organization. If you are a newer Ravens fan, then you don't recognize patience. You're part of this instant gratification generation that wants everything that they want just because you peeking over the wall saying, "Ooh, look what they got."
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? We should be happy because usually and when free agency comes around, what do we normally do? Whether it's EDC or Ozzy, they're gonna wait to the second wave of free agents and then we start picking.
Yeah. Here he go again. Very hooray! I know that's sarcasm because he's just not satisfied. The thing is,
who's Boogie seen?
But I don't know who Boogie want. Boogie got to tell us who he want because I don't understand him.
Don't tell me you're a Raven fan because we got to demote you from being up in here.
He's just regurgitating stuff that he's heard on other shows, and defense doesn't win games in the modern NFL. Well, the thing is every single time that everybody in the NFL, they swing right, Baltimore swings left. And that's what keeps Baltimore winning games is because they don't do everything else the rest of the NFL does. They stick to a solid ground game, and they have a stellar defense. That's what they prided themselves on for years, and that's what is going to get us there. You got to have that patience and recognize that this is the formula. We don't have a Dallas Cowboy formula. We don't have a Green Bay or Kansas City formula. It's different.
If you watch the Super Bowl, you're going to say the defense doesn't win championship. I'm trying to understand, Bug. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'm like, look, Aaron Donald made the play. He should have been MVP.
Let me tell you something. If OBJ didn't get hurt, it would have blown them out the water, clean out the water, because that defense wasn't giving them nothing. Nothing
legal.
They had one good drive. That first touchdown that they scored with T. Higgins in the second half, we all know that was a PI. Come on.
Here you go. He's saying best player available is dumb. You get what you need. It's a balance.
Look, who's your team, man? Hold on. Don't answer. Until you answer that question, we don't need to talk. But who's your team? Who's your team, bro?
He probably gonna say Ravens.
No,
I'm just waiting
let's
on
see what he say, Couch. Let's see what he say.
Hey, I gotta scroll through a lot of comments. There's a lot of comments here. Okay, so he hadn't said anything yet. But
if you're a Browns fan, we getting you off of here.
He say he a Ravens fan.
Man, you lying, bug. You lying.
He a Ravens fan.
You lying.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. He's sus. He is sus.
You a liar.
SUSU sus.
You
Wait. Here's some proof. Because he got a little hate for the Browns right here.
Boogie, why you lying?
Oh, man. I do want to know what Wilbur is thinking about these. These
Browns. Look at him.
Wilbur's here. So all these free agent moves just to land the Ravens back in the basement. Browns are being the Browns again. I'm so salty tonight. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You definitely will be so. Hey, y'all might get Deshaun, right? Are they getting Deshaun? Because I saw the Dear John letter from Baker. You know what? That actually showed a great deal of maturity because I expected Baker to be like, y'all read through the lines. I'm out this joint.
He just wrote it. He just killed himself. Dig a hole and bury himself. He gone.
Yeah, I think like yesterday he was like, look, you either on the train or off it. And then today he writes the Dear John letter. Yeah. I don't know.
Man, your feelings hurt. You in your feelings because they want to see. They told them that beforehand. You know that, right?
Yeah.
They said that, look, if we have an opportunity to upgrade in any position, including yours, we will try to do it. This is they were very transparent.
And besides, he boo-hooing about staying in Cleveland. Imagine him being able to go to another team, go to the Texans, start over and get a fresh start. Granted, the Texans is probably they need Jesus right now, but need some help. Okay, so Sharon, what's going on?
All right,
thanks for coming through. Hey, if you hadn't hit the like button, hadn't hit the subscribe, please do so. But thank you for coming through. She says EDC is at it again, fixing the defense and not addressing the offense. Sorry. What's she saying at the end there? I'm not really sure.
I don't know what that.
Anyway, but look, girl, you gotta listen. You gotta just patience. Be patient because that offense will be fixed. Like y'all saying it's not fixed. Like there are plenty of things that he has done the last couple of years to address this offense.
Hold on, Sharon. We only signed 3 players. One of them was the offensive tackle, which we needed.
Yeah.
That's a need that we have to need.
That's a fix.
We need a right tackle. I don't think Jerron James is going to be there. I think they're going to trade him.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they trade him, we get $8 million back if we get him off our books.
Can you say amen?
Amen. Let the church say amen. Let's go. But yeah, so I don't know. I think they got to see how his rehab's going. I think they want to see him compete in camp. And then if he competes in camp and then he goes into the preseason and he looks good, then Eric DeCosta will be like, all right, we'll go ahead and trade him off. But I think they want to see who rises to the top out of him, Moses, Juwan, what's his name? JJS, all of them. They want to see who's going to rise to the top.
Couch.
What's up?
You got me, Couch. Moses starting, brother.
Yeah, I don't know. I say it's going to be a competition. I think it's competition, man. And then also, I mean, look at it right here. What if Stanley's not healthy?
Look,
what if Stanley is not healthy?
Well, that's the only thing that may happen.
Yeah,
you can swing, but I would rather just go ahead. Now we don't have to reach for a tackle.
Yeah,
draft because there's tackles that's going to be good enough to start, and that we can draft in the 2nd or 3rd round, and they can learn behind Moses and Stanley. This joker here, Moses, his PFF grade, his run grade, he was like top 5 in run offense. The brother, and he can pass. Look, and he can pass. He can pass block. Yeah, that's all he can do at the Jets.
Hang on a sec.
He can do nothing but throw.
We got an engraver here saying it's cap.
Here we go.
It's cap. It's gonna be discussion of the night, man. I'm telling you, the things that they do, they maneuver around the cap. Now the Saints, like I said, they did make some things disappear, but you go look at 2023's cap number. They probably -90, probably over 100 mil in hole. They're going to have to just start cutting people and selling bodies on the street to get themselves back underneath the cap.
Hold
The
on.
cap is real. It's just like he's doing a payday loan engraving. You got to look at it like payday loans. Eventually, it's going to come bite you in the butt.
I'm about to get his behind right now. Let me tell you something.
Get him.
There you go. Engraving said, was Darius Smith was when he was available, we probably not going to get him. But I think he's going to cost too much. We not going to do it.
Not going to do it?
And then a few hours ago, I get a notification. Engraving. How's Darius Smith? I got to go see my boy. What he saying? There you go. Hold up. Hold up. Say, let me play.
Oh, don't get me on copyright now.
Hear yourself. Hold on. I want you to hear yourself.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
EDC, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Who's that?
I know you've been listening.
Hold
you
up.
You got Lacey out here. She
Ooh,
be
put you on the show.
He's talking about you, Grace.
Said about the Ravens, about EDC, about the way that they do things, and the Ravens is
Who they bring back in Gray?
They stepping out.
Who they bring back?
They brought back Z.
All
Completely.
right, end of discussion. Yeah, he said it. He said it. He said it himself.
Love you, brother.
All right, here's a prediction from Asmodeus here. So he says we got Z. He's called it now. He's saying we're signing Bozeman for cheap.
We right there. We right there.
There's a possibility.
I'll tell you, we right there. He didn't look. He has no accolades for him to be out there asking for that much money. The reason why, the big reason why it was easier for Jensen to do it back then when he first left the Ravens is because at that time there really were no centers on the market. There were no good centers on the market. He was the best one. You know what I mean? So when he Tampa, there you go.
This dude. So there's a couple of comments. There's a lot. It's hard to keep up with. Let's see.
Who's doing what?
Let's see here. Boogie was hating. Wilbert, Wilbert always hating. But let me go back to Boogie. Boogie said some craziness, and I think the crowd was trying to calm him down. Somebody said that Boogie. Oh, okay. Lisa said you need to convince her about Morgan Moses, but I think you already did that. You talked about his PFS stats and what he was allowed and what he didn't allow. See who else said something here.
He's good. He's a very good. He's only missed one game, I think, since his rookie year. So he's there.
I wanted to take a look at just the contracts in general. So check this out. So I want to go look up history because I was like, man, when is the last time Eric DeCosta any Ravens general manager, between those two, when is the last time they brought up that bag? When is the last time that they put a bag together for these position groups? So the last time that the Ravens paid the bag, of course, was with the guy who's getting his butt whooped by Nina right now, probably at this particular moment. That is Earl Thomas. He signed a 4-year, $55 million deal with $32 million guaranteed. And then, of course, this year we signed Marcus Williams, 5-year, $70 million, $37 million guaranteed. Like I said, he ranked first in ball hawking skills on PFF, and then he had Brady's number a few times. You go take a look at some of the Saints versus the Buccaneers games. When Brady's throwing those picks, he's getting fooled by Marcus Williams. And it's just nice. I think it's just a luxury for us to be able to pick up such a good guy. And then hang on, let me see if I go back to the.
I think he wanted to be here. He turned down. I heard the Saints offered him the same amount of money, if not a little bit more, and he turned it down. He wanted to be here. There's a reason. We'll find out tomorrow because the press is tomorrow. So we'll find out why he wanted to come in. I think he's a big fan of obviously of the Ravens defense and that number 20 that retired, that Hall of Famer. He plays just like him.
And then the next contract, of course, was Terrell Suggs. I mean, he paid Terrell Suggs for his 2010 through 2014 or 2009 to 2014 performance. And that was a 6-year, $62.5 million deal. So it was stretched out a great deal, but it was still a decent bag to be passing out. And then, of course, with Z, last time that, like I said, he just don't pay outside linebackers for some reason, like big time money. Last year we got Houston. Houston wasn't a big time bag, and this year it's not that big time of that bag either. It looks like it's about $8.5 million a year. Z's got 4 years, $35 million, but he can earn up to $50 million if he does his job pretty good.
And the piggyback off of both of those players that we got.
Yeah.
If you compare Earl to Williams is what, 5 years younger than Earl. Earl was 30 years old when he got here, 31.
Mm-hmm.
Williams is only 25. Same thing with Z. Z is 30.
Yep.
Houston is what, 34, if I'm not mistaken. So
right.
he's not past his prime. Remember, and he's one of us. He's one of us, number one.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it. Suggs didn't leave here until he was 35. So this is at him having that 4-year window gives Owe more time to develop all the way up to his 5th-year option. So they did it right, and it was expected, in my opinion, as far as that time is concerned, because you want to make sure whoever's behind them is ready, you know. So we gonna be all right.
Absolutely. So let's go back through. I think they had some fun stuff. They were having a full conversation while we were going off here. So let's see. I think they were talking about the defense piece. So I before we get into that, I think I did have one other thing. Alejandro Villanueva, 2-year, $14 million deal. And then this year we signed Morgan Moses to 3-year, $15 million. So it's a cheap deal. Helps the offense. I like it. Smart decisions on the budget. Let's go. Anyway, so Boogie's on crack again. Saying Tampa still scored over 30 points in the Super Bowl. Also, the offense included having a good O-line, which the Chiefs were bad at and addressed in the offseason, and was back in the AFC chip game the next year.
They had a good defense, though, Bug.
Yeah, they did have a good defense, and I mean, honestly, they didn't make it all the way this year. So, I mean,
and that was mainly because of injuries. You got to think about the injuries they had on the offensive line. They had injuries in the back end.
Yep.
They still had a good defense, brother. You don't put everything saying that it's just Tampa, like Tom and them did their thing. That defense, somebody in that defense should have got an MVP. I know most of the time in the Super Bowl, unless the defensive player just outright just blows everything out the water.
And I mean, if you go look back at that game for the Buccaneers against the Chiefs, like the refs won that first half.
Let me just say that part.
Yeah,
that Super Bowl was the most boring Super Bowl I ever seen ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I fell asleep halfway through.
Yeah, I tell you, the refs gave them that half. They gave them the first half, and if you got the first half already won, you just pretty much pinning your ears back and blitzing on defense. And Pat didn't have a chance. Did not have a chance.
O-line didn't have no chance either.
Yeah, they sure didn't. Oh, they was terrible. I'm surprised they ain't just showed them to the door. Like as soon as the locker room, as soon as they hit the shout.
No need to come back.
Come back. Be like one of them RDC videos, whatever. Look here. Y'all get on the bus. Get on the bus now. Get the heck off my team. Just get. All right. So let's see. I don't know if Ingraven did come back to defend himself. He bounced.
Yeah, he's mad at me. Don't be mad at me, brother. I love you.
Here you go. So Boogie here saying it's not that easy because the Ravens only scored 3 points versus the Bills in the 2020 playoffs. They held the Bills to 10 points. The Ravens cannot protect with Lamar. There were a lot of factors that went into that game.
A whole lot of factors. Come on. Are we watching the same game?
I'm still trying to figure out his loyalty to the Ravens. I'm not really sure because when I looked at that game, I saw, yes, he didn't have there was struggles with the center snapping the ball, which was Patrick McCarry, which I'm still a little salty about. And I don't want him touching that center position again in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, don't touch the ball. He can touch everything else, bro. So, but they had a drive. That drive where Lamar threw the pick six, that was actually a well-executed drive. And they still could have came back. Lamar had Lamar not gotten hurt. It was they were still in the game. If it wasn't for Pat McCarry popping that ball over the top of the head, the Ravens defense was stepping up, trying to get things done. They could have held him, and this could have been a possible comeback with Lamar in the game.
But this is my problem. I'm trying to understand, Boog, where you coming from. Are you saying that because you up here saying it's all about offense and not about defense when that right there actually was, a defensive game all the way. The weather was a factor. It seemed like every time we got the ball, the wind started gusting. I mean, I've never seen.
Ask him. You got to Google, man. Google why they drafted Josh Allen. and tell me that weather has nothing to do with it.
They
They
only-
wanted the guy who
Hold
could slice that ball through the wind.
Hold on. Let me hold on before you even go any further. If you look at that game, he did not throw a ball more than 10 yards that was completed. Everything was that's that time that they scored the touchdown. They were dinking and dunking all the way down here. It wasn't like they were getting like chunks and chunks of yards. It was a defensive game. Now, this is the only time I'll get on your boy G-Roll. The passing scheme was trash.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. We saw the tape on that review.
Yeah.
The routes were so basic. They were just simply were flies and
Nobody
outs. Or flies and outs, man. And it
So-
was just the same thing repetitively over and over again. If I'm a corner, I'm ready to jump something on the out route, to be honest, because that's what they kept throwing.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to understand where is he coming. Is it because you said defense doesn't help this defense doesn't win championships, but that was a defensive game. Wasn't like they blew us out because they didn't. Other than that pick, what was the game? It was 17-10, 17-9, I believe. And we even with Tyler Huntley out there, if the wind didn't take the ball when he threw it to Hollywood, that would have been a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So
here you go. So here's another thing we can say about this. Here he's talking about defense don't win championships, but look at this Super Bowl he just pointed out as far as one of the most boring Super Bowls.
you're messing up the court of law. Hear ye. I know you're Menace to society. You know you
understand?
You know
The Pats shut down the most electrifying offense in the league, other than Pat Mahomes that year. The Pats shut them down. It was boring as all get out. And then when Goff finally got down the field, I think he threw an interception, whatever. Defense can win championships. And I believe defense won that championship right there.
We'll go over there and rolling. Right boy around the corner.
Okay, here's a good question here from Lisa. She says, how will Z fit in McDonald's defense?
Outside linebacker. Right now, for what we know, it's going to be OA and him at the start of the season, unless Tyus is ready.
Yeah.
I think Tyus would be ready within the first 2 games because
honestly, what I'd like to see is if they move Tyus around a bit, get a little creative with it.
I'm gonna roll with you on that. I was thinking about that too because I think he's out of any of the linebackers that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think OA is athletic and he has the athleticism that Bowser has.
Yeah,
I think he just has the size that he should just be going forward. But Bowser, I think, is just super athletic because his boxing, because his basketball background. I think if you slide him in to the, obviously he can play off ball. He's the best cover linebacker that we have.
Yeah. So I say still keep him where he's at, or keep him moving around on both. He can probably play either side.
Yeah.
Like you can use Z. He wants to put his hand in the ground and brush the pass anyway. So might as well go ahead and see what he can do at DN and use him like Aiden Hutchinson or something like that. And I guarantee you McDonald, and I think McDonald and the other guy, Ajabo, they actually mentioned McDonald's assistant by name, saying he's the guy who unlocked me. I got to remember who that guy is, but he's on the Ravens squad now as a defensive line coach.
Oh, the linebacker coach that they got from Miami?
From Michigan.
He's the one that helped him. That's the one that came to the Ravens.
Yeah, so Ajabo's saying there's a guy that McDonald hired on our staff from Michigan who unlocked his cheat code. That's what he's saying. So I'm like, that's impressive. I mean, that gives you something to look forward to see how these guys are going to be used. I think the sack number is going to go up significantly.
Guys should be ready for the my experience. He should be ready by the season starts. I had the same injury. I had a torn Achilles, so it takes about 6 months to be fully healthy, where you can actually start sprinting. But you're talking about me as a regular person. I mean, I'm an athlete, but I'm not getting NFL. Yeah,
you can got the trainers, you got the money like that. You got the all of that.
This is all me going to rehab and training myself. Get right back in 6 months. That's why my man, the running back for the Rams, was able to come back in 5 months because you got a different type of training going on. But he has more than enough time. It happened in January, so you count a good 9 months. He'll be straight. He'll be straight. He'll be explosive. He'll be good.
So Boogie says we need to switch to a 4-3 scheme. I don't know.
You run a hybrid scheme anyway, though, Bug. You sure you're a Ravens fan, Bug? You've been watching.
Yeah, he looking over the fence. Dude just like peeking.
Bug, you sure you've been watching?
He's
We
like
watched
looking.
the game anyway.
He looking like, oh, did they? Oh, they did that over there. I think we need to do that over here. Yeah, we. All right, so Jay Will, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. I think you a new face in here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. If y'all and look at, we got 14 people in the room. Let me get 14 likes on this video.
That's right.
All right, let's see here. He says Z will be used on the inside pass rush snap. So I think he was used on the inside when he was here before.
Yeah, I mean, but he can set the edge. He's definitely gonna set the edge. He's probably when it's time on third downs, we probably gonna slide him inside. That'll make sense. I mean, we've always done it. Now we don't have to. Again, we're not gonna reach. I still hope we get one of them Georgia boys at 14. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, as long as we get, like I said, give me a fat boy. I want a fat boy. Look, you know what I'm saying? This is one skinny guy rooting for the fat guys over here. Like at 14, let me get Tyler Lindenbaum, or let me get the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah,
Kool-Aid man, I'll be excited.
Big Davis.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's his name. He calls himself DJ Oreo. He thought he was gonna be a DJ growing up.
Look, DJ Oreo need to come through to Baltimore, man. He'll be wrecking stuff. And you know, they sitting there trying to beg what's his name, come back. Campbell, look.
Michael Pierce.
We get Davis. I'm good. I say, you know what, Campbell, look, we don't even need to use the money. Like,
sign Campbell for a year. Sign him for a year.
He's saying it's a business and he want to go where the business is.
He just talking because he's sitting there on his couch like, man, y'all just call me when y'all ready. I'm just gonna see if I get these numbers up though. Let me entertain, see what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know how many. Who knows who's coming for him? I mean, Campbell's still like a monster, but he should have been playing. He shouldn't have been playing even at the rate he was at. He needs to be back at that defensive tackle spot.
I told you he's sitting there with B Reg and they smoking the same stuff, the same laced whatever. They got dishwater, dried up dishwater in they blunts or something. I don't know what the heck going on. Just terrible.
I might agree with Book on this one, yo. I think
come on, let's get Julio, bro.
I think we're gonna get him, bro.
You gonna get him for one game. You gonna pay $15 million for one game. And this man gonna be like broke by the third quarter. Broke by the third quarter. Y'all gonna be celebrating from the Raptors.
Majority of the time when jokers come in, they get healthy. They be healthy for most of the. Look, Sammy Watkins was healthy for most of the year, except for like three games. He was.
What happened to the rest of the roster though? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to test out this new trainer, make sure he can get this team together. Because if we bring in Julio, come on over, dog. You can sit on the bench with the rest of the squad that's over here this year.
He's not. Remember, the new dude is not the trainer. He's there for to help with the rehab. So now, from what I'm getting, like he helped out a lot of people in Tennessee. Like he helped Henry get back quicker. So
he just said screw Julio.
He's been getting Ronnie Stanley ready, and that's why EDC's been hearing all these good things. Like, getting it right.
I think when it comes to Julio, like I didn't want him last year. One, because I felt like Rashard Bateman cannot grow if he's sitting on the bench and getting his reps taken away.
Right.
Two, I put the video together. Y'all seen it? Go check it out. It's all over my page as far as the comparison between Julio and him, and showing that Rashard Bateman can do some Julio type things. I'm not saying he is Julio or what Julio was, because those injuries do affect performance, and his performance was not good last year. But I am saying Rashard Bateman can be that number one wide receiver, and bringing in a Julio only hinders the performance of that X, and he is that X. So let's see. Back here, Delicious said Julio can't stay healthy. He's correct. Lisa says Ravens Nation believes, and they achieved this season. Mark my words, y'all. This is definitely the revenge tour. Delicious says, if we're getting a wide receiver one, I want to go in the draft. The wide receiver free agents are old or beat up. Yeah, I agree.
I'm with you on that 100%.
The Kool-Aid man, or what Kool-Aid are y'all drinking, guys? Kool-Aid.
Tell her who we talking about. The Kool-Aid. When we say the Kool-Aid,
I think she was referring to some of these. I think Boogie. Boogie been tagging the whole feed up, talking about bringing Jarvis Landry, bring in Boogie. Right?
with Mike Epps, he got the white boy around the corner.
Yeah, he got all over there.
The white boy around the corner.
Yeah.
It's funny. What you smoking?
You know?
He said he's up and shoot.
Yeah, she talking about him, but yeah, Kool-Aid. We talking about Kool-Aid, man. We talking about Davis. Yeah, that's the only Kool-Aid we talking about. But it's still more Julio talk. Julio is broke up, don't want him. Thank you very much. And then you talking about Jarvis and Bateman. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want to see what Prochet do. I want to see what Prochet can do. I want to see what Wallace can do. Jarvis is nice. He is very nice, and I think he's going to have a great time in Atlanta when Deshaun Watson gets down there with him. So at least that's my prediction.
I think that's where he's going. I think Jarvis is going to go wherever Deshaun Watson decides to go. Yeah. He's going to go there because it'll be him. Will Fuller's going to go there, and Jarvis is going to go there. So Atlanta's going to have some targets. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Well, Delicious is saying it might sound crazy, but we need to pick up Drake London. So is Drake gonna make it out the first round?
He probably gonna make it out. He probably top 10. He gonna be the number one receiver off the board.
Number one?
Yeah, they got him ranked as either him or old boy from Arkansas.
Yeah. So I think who was it? Ingraven said he thinks the Ravens gonna go receiver in third round. Excuse me, first through third round. One of those they saying he gonna get a wide receiver, but
I depends on who's there. I know one thing. I know what we all gonna do.
What's that?
I know we drafting a running back. That I do know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's coming fourth round now.
Yeah.
I think the value on running back is so low, but I think that they'll be able to find some talent back there.
We're gonna get cooked. I think we're gonna get cooked. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so Boogie saying Bateman, Jarvis, Hollywood, and Andrews. Well, nah.
Sound good. It sound good, Boog, but Jarvis ain't coming here.
Yeah, I mean, and then what money we gonna pay Jarvis? Jarvis is proven consistent. Jarvis has proven that he is still one of the top tier receivers.
Yeah, he probably the healthiest and the best receiver on the market right now.
Yeah, he is proving that consistency. There's no reason to bring him in. We can't afford him. And I don't know how many times I gotta say we can't afford stuff, but we can't afford a guy at the top of his game.
I can see him trying to go to the Saints. Wherever Deshaun goes, if Deshaun go to the Saints, don't be surprised if they figure out a way to get Jarvis Landry.
Oh yeah, he going. Like I say, they going together. But I think honestly, he going to Atlanta because, like I said, the Saints they can't afford. You can't go buy a Lamborghini when you got $24 million. Actually, they cleared all that too. You can't go buy, like when you in debt and you just made it disappear like that. You still can't go signing nobody unless it's a multi-year deal. And these receivers know that it's backloaded money that they're paying a bonus up front. So that looks enticing, but ultimately they're not going to sit there and fulfill that whole contract.
Yeah, I think whatever they do, if they do decide sorry about that.
Let's see. So Boogie says you guys still on Prochet. Come on, Prochet ain't that guy. He's slow and can't get separated. Go back and watch Go watch the Denver game. Because you go watch the Denver game, you see exactly what his potential is. You see exactly what he can do. This guy has the ability to be a great slot receiver. We just got to give him more reps. Like I said, the more receivers we sign, the less opportunities he gets.
Can y'all see me? Because I can't see y'all.
Yeah, I see you just fine, man. You good?
Yeah, knocked me out when my phone went. Sorry.
Delicious said Jarvis is slow.
Jarvis is slow, but he's a great route runner.
That's the thing. That's why I feel like Jarvis, Prochet, Prochet has that ability to be like Jarvis. You know what I'm saying? To have some of those same attributes.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Boogie again says, how do you afford defensive players but can't afford offense? The cap is not real. It's made up. It's not cap. The cap is not cap, man. The cap is just something y'all have to have a higher understanding of how it works in order for you to understand that there are decisions that can get made that can help your team and some that can hurt your team. When you sign somebody to a deal, let's say for Marcus Williams, for his deal of 5 years, $70 million, let's just say his cap number for this year, he might be getting paid 3 of that.
You see my head? See my head? Look, you remind me of one of my clients that I trained. Just come there angry for no reason. Why are you upset? My sneakers don't like them. What you mad about, Book? We doing everything we can right now. EDC is on his game.
That's what I'm saying. He in his bag right now. He is literally in the bag, taking money out the bag.
Can I tell you the truth? This is the best free agency we've had in God knows how long. Even the commentators are saying, like, the Ravens are doing everything. They're doing everything. Yo, you know how hard it is for Ryan Clark to be like, they not playing around. Like,
yeah, he's a Steelers fan. If he's giving us props, it's props. It's props.
Come on, Bug, what's wrong with you?
Ain't tell you, Bug. I think they just take turns, man, between Bug and Reg.
I'm good. Where you at, Bug?
They just pass it.
Your property. Where's your property, Bug? Where you live?
There you go. Just pass it on.
Go back to you over there. You
I appreciate the flag. Get that in. Yes, sir. All right, so that's I'm going to go look at some more tape of this Drake London because, like I said, when last time I saw it, I saw Pittman. I saw Pittman all over the place.
Well, they both went to USC, so he's the same type of receiver.
Yeah, but
I think he's like him and what's the guy from Arkansas? What's his name? Drake? Is it Drake?
Was it Burke? Trey
Burke? Like that?
Yeah, that's the one Big Red's been going off about.
They're like they're both another version of AJ Brown. Everybody want a version of AJ Brown now. Yeah. I mean, and it's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that he's not going to be there. He's definitely every mock draft I've seen him, he's going in the top 10.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you, Robert. You know, you got to tell us. Sometimes you got to set them straight for us, dog. I appreciate it, man.
Go. You want to smoke some more of that?
You did. Just appreciate you. Yeah. That's him and Reg, dog. They just getting it. They getting it in. They're getting it in. Anyway, Lisa says, "Hey, Tanja, girl, we need to stay healthy this season." Oh yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, we definitely got to stay healthy.
You do.
If we want to go all the way. I mean, that's a fact right there. Tanja says Jarvis not coming here and Peters not having that. He's had to pay a fine over Jarvis.
Because remember they accused him of spitting on him and
oh, okay, yeah, you're right. It might have beef fighting in the showers like Orlando Brown Sr.
on him. Spit on that man, and he didn't spit on him. You spitting at the ground. You just happen to be walking. Now spitting. You like, come on, bro. Come on.
You know, there's some people that get salty, man. They're gonna hold on to it.
It brought up 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So he's saying after today, Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt would look pretty good in this defense. So I think, yeah, I'm with you.
Kool-Aid man is Jordan Davis. That's the Kool-Aid man.
Yes, sir. I would take that. Ellie, what's going on? You said you think London better than the wide receiver from OSU, Wilson? Because I don't. He just tall.
There's different type of receivers, though. He's not. He's a different type of receiver. He's more of a basketball player, you know. So he's not going. The both of the receivers from Ohio State are explosive. They both running like sub 4.2s, sub 4.3s, 4.2s. So they're flyers. They're great route runners. But
I want to say I think Jameson Williams is going to show both of them up this year. To be honest, I feel like once he rehab, he's going to be straight.
Let me ask you a question though. When's the last time you seen a good Ohio State receiver? When's the last time that he that really showed out, like that stayed healthy? Because I thought Paris Campbell was going to be that man, and he didn't do his numbers. So who was the last one? I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm just asking a question. I'm trying to remember who was the last good receiver that came out of Ohio State. That was like, because it seemed like they all getting picked, you know, on the top in the first 2 rounds, but none of them stay healthy or none of them really show, you know, they don't show me anything at the end. So, you know, I don't know, because I thought Paris Campbell was going to be a monster, and he's been over in Indianapolis.
Boogie got a good question here. He's saying, what would you rank our current group of wide receivers? Top half or bottom half of the league? I think the current group is young. I think if we had to rank them right now, I'd say 16th. 16, 17, something along those lines.
You can't. They're unproven. You can't. It's hard to say. Like, Hollywood is a monster.
Yep.
Some people don't like him. I still think he's a monster. Bateman's going to be a monster. He's shown, flashes of just dominating. I know some of y'all don't like Poche, but Poche is a route runner. Like, this joker. That's why I didn't understand why we brought in Sammy. No disrespect to Sammy, but when you put every time somebody's on Poche, they don't stay on Poche. I'm sorry, I don't know what tape y'all been watching that he's slow, but he's always open.
He creates separation. That's the thing. Y'all got to look at that.
He's just like, what he remind me of? Like Julius Edelman. Julius Edelman ain't fast. He really not fast. He quicker than fast. Same thing like Poche. Always open. And he catch everything. He hasn't dropped anything this whole season.
I think he's got he's in and out of his routes very well. He's able to get in and out of those breaks. And I think that is what makes Poche the most dangerous, because of the fact that while a corner is broken down and they thought they got him, he's already got them moving in the opposite direction, because he's just quick with that. He's got that just a quick adjustment there.
Duvernay, he's another one that's he still got more to prove, even though he was an all-pro kick returner, but he got great hands. And he got Olympic speed, so he has a lot of great attributes. I just don't think that we've utilized him like to his advantage. But every time that he gets the ball in his hand, he makes a play. Yeah, Tylen just has to wait for his opportunity.
Yeah, Tylen got to show up. He got to show up at camp, and he's got to show up big. Because right now we haven't seen what we need to see. And it's because of the fact that there's just so many guys right there right now.
Well, not even just that. He did his job. It's not like he didn't do good in camp, but you got to think about it this way too. Unless you like outshine everybody in front of you, you the last man on the chart, because they still going by the rounds. Like, if I'm paying you more money, I got to give you more opportunities. That's why Miles was getting out there, and then all of a sudden, Tylen did the right thing. I got it. So I get on special teams. Once you get on me on special teams, I'm suiting up every time. And if I get a chance to suit up, I'm gonna show you.
People don't. They got to take a page out of Julian Edelman's book. They got to take a page out of Julian Edelman's book. That guy, he worked so hard at everything that he was given. Like, they was like, hey, you know what? You're gonna be on special teams. You're gonna be returning kicks. No problem. Cool. I got it, coach. Hey, we need you on defense. You're gonna be a corner. Okay, no problem. I got it, coach. Hey, we need you to wash some tiles over there. Hey, okay, I got it, coach. Handle the water. Okay, I got it, coach. You know what? You're going to be a defensive tackle today. Okay, I got it. He was everywhere they needed him to be. And finally, he got to the position that he wanted to be at and showed them, hey, I can do this. Now, granted, it was in a blowout from the Ravens, tearing the Patriots loose. Yeah. But that is when he got his opportunity to say, hey, I can be that dude.
Yeah.
I think he scored 2 touchdowns that game to help bring Brady back into action against us. But that's where everybody can see this is this dude's potential. Let's see. Well, so he's saying, Boogie's saying we're around 20th talent-wise as far as wide receiver. Ellie says 17 from Washington. I don't know what he's saying there.
What you mean 17 from Washington? Talking about Terry?
Oh, okay. So he's talking about McLaurin.
What, they didn't sign him back? He's a free agent? I hope not.
No. I think he's still there. I don't know where he came from with that.
Yeah. What you talking about, E? E was on the spot yesterday. What you talking about?
Yeah, everybody getting names wrong. Benjamin Victor is what he's saying. Godson. Welcome back, Godson.
Godson, you messing up.
And then Robert Gray saying Chris Olave looks good. So yeah, I agree. Chris Olave looks pretty good, but that's another Ohio State guy, right?
I don't know. I think he is. I mean, okay. Now I know what they're talking about. Okay, Terry was a third. Terry.
Oh, yes, with the Ohio State. Yes.
Terry did go to Ohio State. That's right.
Yes, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, and he came. This is a funny thing. Terry came out. What was he? Second, third round pick.
Yeah.
You talking about somebody that worked? He was a punt returner. He was a gunner. He wasn't the number one receiver at Ohio State. Paris was. Yeah. Paris Campbell was, and he's right now.
They drafted those players for Haskins, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they get rid of Haskins because he over at the strip club with his mask off.
No. They after Terry for Haskins? Yeah, because Terry asked for him, yeah.
All right, Delicious says if Boogie, if the Ravens used our wide receivers or just used them for what they're good at, we'd be fine. Yes, I agree that there should be a shift, a small shift in what we do to incorporate a little bit more of the wide receivers, mainly the backside wide receiver. Because when you see Lamar come out, he's he's looking for the comeback for our boy Hollywood, or he's looking for the tight end, or he's looking for the slot. Very seldom do you see him make that progression over here unless it's a design slant, coming out of an RPO. So that is
unless the play breaks down and he decides to roll that way. You're right.
Yeah, so I want to see him more design plays of shots to the deep left, which is what he's working on. If you look at his Instagram, that's exactly the route he's trying to focus on.
He's looking good throwing it too. He's looking real good throwing it to that deep left. I just really feel like it's kind of hard to say when. Again, I believe in progression. I think everybody's so used to. We never. Y'all also got to remember we never pick any player that we pick. Majority of the time, we've never picked them in the top 10 unless other than Ronnie Stanley, because knock on wood, we really never had a horrible season.
Because it's been a pretty good team. Yeah, John, that's the thing. They give John so much crap. Yeah. They give Eric DeCosta so much crap. But this is a team that makes decent decisions and win games on a consistent basis because of the smart decisions that are made in the offseason, for one. And because they just simply have a good formula for the second one. It's not flashy. That's the thing. We're not a flashy team. Yes, I would like to see a little bit more flair. On a Sunday night football game, outside of 2019, it was not flaring, flashy, crazy football that we wanted to see. We weren't entertainment TV. And I don't think that is going to be the formula to win games for Baltimore.
I mean, well, we showed that game with Indianapolis. That was
a game.
That was a game. But I mean, we got to also remember this too. This is really the first year this past year was the first year we really had. I mean, other than Bobby Ingram, I think Bobby Ingram was a decent wide receiver coach, but he was great as a receiver. It's just hard to teach it sometimes if that's not you. Because you're good at what you do. Every boxer can't coach another boxer because it just doesn't translate the same way. Same thing like any other sport. But hold on before we get to
welcome to the show, by the way. But appreciate you.
You gotta think about it like this. This is the second year. Let these receivers develop. If you look, if y'all check the stats on Tylan Wallace, and the only reason I'm bringing him up because that was a steal. Even EDC they really were like amazed that he was there in the fourth round, right? He was projected as a first or second round. He dominated when he didn't get the ball thrown to him that much in the Senior Bowl, but nobody really does. But the one-on-one drills, obviously, it's really made up for the receiver to win, but you still get an opportunity to see the route running and everything, so on and so forth.
I think if I had to make a comp, I'd say he's more like more aggressive Robert Woods. That's kind of
I think he's more like he's a faster version of Steve Smith. He's a little bit taller.
Okay.
He got great. And when you try to tackle Steve, it's like trying to tackle a running back. You don't look that size, but you can't just bring him like he just bounces off. Like when he made the catches against in the Cincinnati game, you're not going to bring him down. And once it touches his hands, he's not letting it go. We got speed on top of speed. They got a NASCAR package. He's in the NASCAR package. All I'm saying is this: Washington and I keep saying Washington, Keith and T. This is their second year with the team. Let them keep pushing these receivers up and get them an opportunity to really blossom. Like again, progression. We saw the progression with Hollywood. We're going to see the progression with all of them. All of them they look good to me. I'm happy because I think we're doing something right. I think I'd rather us draft another receiver than pick somebody else. So, in free agency, we got more needs. So go ahead.
So he's saying, Gilbert, what's up, man? This is a good Gilbert here. I think this is not our Cleveland Brown Gilbert.
Gilbert and Gilbert.
Yeah, this might be good. This is good, Gilbert, we'll say. Hey, welcome to the show, man. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like button. Like I said, I got 21 people in the room here. Make sure y'all hit the like. I need 21 likes on this joint. Prochet's a dog for real, underrated is what he's saying. Oh yeah.
Who's the guy before him? What was it that you posted up the Missile? What was his name?
That is a good point right there. Cup gets open with 0 speed. Let's go back to Missile. Missile said we need to bring in Julio.
We discussed that, Miss.
Yep, we did. You got to go back and watch that. I feel like he just.
We don't need a Julio. We're not gonna do it, bro. We're not gonna do it.
What about Officer Ball here? Officer Ball is life, man. I think you new to the show. I appreciate you coming through, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, smack that bell. Hey, Kevin Benjamin was good. Baltimore need to give him a chance for real.
Did he move to tight end?
I think he did, and he ate a lot. I don't think he about that wide receiver life no more, dude. He is a little hefty.
He moved to tight end, I believe.
He fell off the map after talking trash to Cam. Like that was the last we seen of that dude for real.
Cam was about to give him the business too, right before the game.
He about to give it a 1-2 right there.
Yeah, he said, "I got some food for you. It might not be the one that you want to eat.
Like, you hungry?" He went to New Orleans on. You say, "You hungry? I feed you, water. I feed you."
I got some food for you.
Here's a guy that I was like curious about here. So I want to go do some more tape study on this guy, George Pickens, because I want to say the wide receiver coach for the Ravens was at his pro day, and they were joking around saying that T was going to throw the ball to him on a couple of drills. I know they were playing around, but it would have been fun to see if he had came out there and caught some passes from T. That'd have been cool. But Pickens, I think he'd be a good pick out of Georgia, I believe, right?
With the receiver?
Yeah.
Pickens?
Yeah, George Pickens.
I had to see some tape on him. I don't remember him. I'm trying to remember what he did in the Alabama game against if that's him. That's the same.
And maybe they're trying to, what's his name just said, Tanja. Tanja just said that Lamar likes those big targets. We need rangy, big receivers. That's going to be the move. So, yeah, I think when you go looking back at his college tape with Louisville, he did have a couple of Giants out there. He had one speedster, but I think he had 2 Giants out there. And I think the Ravens tried to see if they could get the chemistry rebuilt with their.
That's what Boykin was there for.
Yeah, and Boykin just kind of didn't show up. That's where I believe that change needs to happen. Because if you have big receivers or have a Rashard Bateman on the outside playing big boy ball, give them those opportunities. They did it. They saw what was capable, what was possible against Miami within that last 5 minutes of the game. If they start throwing balls along those lines, giving those guys an opportunity, 50-50 balls is what Lamar needs to go ahead and start throwing towards a Rashard Bateman. And maybe if we get George Pickens, throw those balls up to those guys. Throw those balls to Tylan Wallace because Tylan can win 50-50 balls. We saw that in his tape as well. He is one of those guys who will be a surprise. Like I think he's the same height as Rashard Bateman, right?
5'11".
Oh, he's 5'11". I thought he was 6
feet. 5'11", 6 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got the ability to play big. And
they actually the same type of receiver to some degree. Well, I think Tyler is more aggressive as far as run after the catch. Like I think Bateman is more shifty, but
okay.
They're both about the same. They both running like a 4.3. So we got speed. Like I said, we got a NASCAR. There's a NASCAR package they put in. I don't know if y'all remember the Rams game. They came out with a NASCAR package. The NASCAR package is 4 receivers: Hollywood, Bateman, Tylan, and Duvernay. You got number 4.3s, 4.2s across the board.
Yeah.
That way, if you want to play, if they won't move everybody back, you go ahead and move back because we're gonna take everything under and we're gonna let them take off.
Yeah. And the thing is, I like NASCAR, but at the same time, I prefer having that extra blocker in there.
You only do that. That's only certain packages that you trying to really you trying to loosen up the back end. You know what I mean? But but it's good that they have a package like that because what's the name has a package like that. I think honestly they got that from Kansas City because that's what they do a lot of times. Sometimes you want to give Kelsey a break. They come out there with all the speed on the perimeter and in the middle. Now you gotta find where Tariq Hill gonna be. And if you double Tariq Hill, they go Nicole Hartman right over the top.
They gotta locate him every play.
Yeah.
He is that dangerous. Now, of course, if one of our guys turns into that would be amazing. Yeah. And I'm hoping Hollywood makes that leap this year.
Yeah. He got his own style, bro. I mean, that's why I feel I really I'm bothered when people say that he's not good enough or is he the typical type of Raven receiver? Like
he's still the best receiver, Ravens receiver Ravens wide receiver we've ever had that we drafted.
Yeah, he's not like after you catch the ball, sometimes he's going down or sometimes he is trying to run through play, he's not gonna really run over nobody.
Right.
So, are you expecting somebody that size to be running over anybody? You know what I mean? Like,
his job ain't trucking. That's not what they got him for.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta play smart. Like he'll fight for the extra yard. He's done that now.
Yeah.
But but that shows his grittiness, but his game is not. When I compare him to Tyreek Hill, I compare him to Tyreek Hill as far as his route running. I don't compare him to Tyreek Hill as far as like after catch, because Tyreek Hill is like a running back after he catches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a good question. Tom just says, is Tyler going to get on the field?
Getting on the field.
As long as some of these people in the comments are not general managers, Tyler will get on the field.
Yes.
I say this because y'all want to bring in Jarvis. You want to bring in Julio. You want to bring in everybody and their mama, and Tyler is sitting there looking at y'all like y'all off my Christmas list, man. I'm trying to get reps over here.
if we looking at it right now, he's the third outside receiver.
Yeah,
that's how you gotta look at it right now. Fifth on the depth chart, third outside receiver. That's to give him some more burn. Anything. Go ahead.
So Delicious says people act like Hollywood isn't the best receiver. Facts.
Yeah,
best wide receiver we've ever had. Like we go look at the stats right now and guarantee you he's top 5 in the stats for the Baltimore Ravens wide receivers. And I think that's a majority of those wide receivers there that we have.
If I'm not mistaken, shout out to Delta. She coming in.
Hey Delta, it's good.
She's like, y'all disturbing my
sleep. You want to talk? Okay, fine then. Hit subscribe, girl.
He's like, y'all disturbing my sleep.
Bill says, don't disrespect Tory like that. Now, like Tory, look, you know how Tory.
No, Bills, come on.
Like we know what Tory was.
He brought. We're not nowhere near disrespecting him. I'm gonna say this real quick, Cal.
We're not disrespecting Tory, but we're gonna show you what his route tree was real quick.
No, don't do that. If you look, he's broke. Hollywood has broke all. Don't do that. You kid. He has broke all of Tory's records, and then even Tory said he's the best receiver since me that we've had. That's why I have a problem with sometimes when Andre is talking trash on him. You do this, you do like the arrogance comes in. Hollywood has done nothing but show up. It's been certain games, obviously, that he's dropped balls, but guess what? Mandrews has dropped balls. All of them have dropped the same amount of balls. It happens to be certain games that stick out in our mind. And it's like,
where does he get, like, what games is Boogie watching? Like, there you go. There you go. Right here. He had it again. He is at it again, y'all. He's saying Hollywood is slightly above average. He's a one-trick pony. I appreciate you.
What's the one trick though? That was his rookie year. If you want to call it the one trick, him taking off the top of the defense. Most of his catches came under. Now
he got to look at the Coast game. He need to go look at the Coast game. He need to go look at the Minnesota game. You can see Hollywood has more than just. He's not a one-trick pony. This guy has comeback routes. Let me go get this dude hat. He got.
You sound like you hangry. You want some food? You want an almond bug?
He get the hat. You get the hat though. Just hold on. There you go. There you go, bro. You don't even get you ain't getting the nice hat there. This is the Velcro hat right here.
You ain't even the real cap.
You get the cap. This is the cap. Go and put it on. Go sit in the corner somewhere because my goodness, Boogie. My goodness, I can't believe you said that. That's just disrespectful. He is. Oh, my goodness. Let's see what else he said. Let's see what these other folks said here. So, thanks for people talking about it. So here you go. Boogie, has Hollywood not progressed every year in a running style offense? He has progressed every year. Gotten better. Bless is still coming for your head on this Manchester shirt.
I like the shirt. I got Adidas on. I got pants on, brother. I'm just gonna rock with, and it's all red. This is my day. I got a pair. You might be mad. I got a pair of Adidas sneakers that are the same color, red and yellow. They're actually
we got to get you one of these real quick.
Since he feeling some type of way, you know what I mean, Bug? I don't understand. Versus Bug, now you up here about the damn man. You know somebody that played for Manchester? Or you just don't
know? But Bill Seals on your side there. He said, send it my way. Let's see here. Lisa says, actually, let me go back to Boogie again because Boogie throwing salt. He said he has progressed. That doesn't mean he's still not slightly above average. I think this is a pretty solid receiver here. This is one of the better. This is one of the best wide receivers that the Ravens have drafted. And I think you got to stop peeking over the fence because where the Ravens standard is right now is where we're starting. And to be at the normal Ravens standard is Brashad Perryman. You know what I'm saying? That like guys like that. Guys like Marlon Brown, who kind of flaked out. Guys like Tandon Doss, who flaked out. Guys like Yamon Figures, who just was all speed and could not put a full tape of game together.
That was Clayton to me. Clayton,
yeah.
He's gonna put a full game together.
Yeah, Mark Clayton, who not only shows up he doesn't show up in games, he don't show up on YouTube channels when you send an invite and put together an entire Twitter message. Just saying, like guys like that is what we've done in the past.
My time. He wasted my time.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, Hollywood. There you go. He torched Fitzpatrick so much in Miami, he got traded to Pittsburgh. And what happened when he got to Pittsburgh? Guess who torched him again in Pittsburgh? Go look at the tape. It was Hollywood. He made that dude look foolish. When I think it was on a pass from the Irish dude.
Joe Hayden, and he shook Fitz.
Yeah, he shook Fitz. And then it was like, okay, in the back of the end zone. Who did actually Hollywood mossed Fitzpatrick in the back of the end zone?
On Fitz, that's my cousin's boy. that's my boy's cousin. Excuse me.
And it's like Fitz is an exceptional. That's the standard though. Like if it's an exceptional DB, and for Hollywood to be bringing that to him along those lines, you can't say Hollywood is not one of those dudes. He is one of those guys that we are pleased to have.
I want an almond. Bug, you want an almond, yo?
Because he nuts, huh? So Delicious says, what offense does the Ravens run? But he is definitely, he needs to go ahead and speak up and say, hey, look, he's watching some film because we're not seeing it. From right now, what he's looking at is not exactly what the Ravens are producing. Because they're a lot better team than what you're hating on right now. A lot better front office than what you're hating on right now. Bill Seals says Hollywood reaching full potential requires another wide receiver threat to be utilized. We haven't seen his best ball yet. I agree with, and that thing is that it goes along the same lines of Rashad Bateman. We haven't seen the ceiling for this dude. Like I said, I really think his ceiling is Justin Jefferson potential. Like he's got that in him to be able to bring that forward. And after seeing the Cleveland game, after seeing the Miami game, I am convinced that Rashad Bateman, as long as he gets his targets, he will be that dude.
I don't know if y'all seen, if y'all been watching Bateman. I think it's either on his Instagram or on his YouTube.
I know he got a new tattoo.
He's been doing with serious. I love the drills he's been doing.
He's been doing some traveling.
He been practicing. He been practicing. He working.
Oh, the slow motion reels. I think I know what you're talking about. They were doing an indoor facility training, and he was just in sneakers. He wasn't even in cleats, but they were showing him basically practicing on sideline catches.
Yep.
And the jugs machine positioned perfectly to help him work on that, on his lean, his awareness, everything. So I think that is definitely, when you see somebody working on skills like that, versus just going out there playing catch, route running, all that, you know that they're working on their hands, and they're going to be probably the best product of themselves come camp. Let's see. Bless Brian says they suck, man. They coming for you, bro.
They suck. I don't even care. I just like the shirt.
Yeah, they coming for you. So anyways, how much production do you expect if he's in a predominantly run system? Last early in the season, he was eating when Lamar was starting. I agree. And honestly, I think that's where his production kind of trailed off when Huntley came in because they just don't have that chemistry. They don't have that chemistry. And that's not saying a bad thing about Huntley versus Huntley with Rashad versus Huntley with Hollywood. I feel like, Huntley just had a little bit more chemistry with Rashad, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know who your guy is. You know who works best with you. Heck, when I was playing amateur football and the backup quarterback started, he was really terrible with all the other wide receivers. Guess who he was good with? With me, because I was a backup as well. We would sit there and we would try to we gained chemistry down in the offseason because he was throwing to me all the time. So coach put me on the field. We lit it up. We did well. It's just how it is. You got the guy that you know that, hey, that's your guy. And hopefully Lamar can, shed the load. We be able to feed all the kids. Like, hey, a little bit for you, Hollywood. Okay, Andrews, I got you too, baby. Yeah. We're gonna hook you up over here.
Happening though. It wasn't like it wasn't happening. Like what game Duvernay had? I mean, not Duvernay. Prochet had like 5 catches in the Denver game. I think he had like 3 catches in the Detroit game. He had a couple of catches in the Indianapolis game. When we were still rolling when Sammy went down in the Indianapolis game, and they slid Prochet and I don't know why I keep forgetting about Duvernay. And Duvernay in the slot, and then they kept switching Duvernay every time they throw Duvernay to the outside. Sometimes they'll put Hollywood in the slot. They would look. We were still moving. They were still moving and shaking. So, man, he ready. The Joker's out. If you out there practicing with him, you know who it is. He's gonna have chemistry with all of them. And Hollywood gonna surprise y'all. He gonna come back with all types of muscles. You ain't seen a picture of the Joker. Joker that took everything down. He want to make sure y'all don't see him at all.
Yeah. So Lisa, she's saying she can't believe Mr. Trubisky left Buffalo. I mean, there's an opportunity to start in Pittsburgh, so you're never gonna see the light of day with Josh Allen right there. So, I mean, if you got to compete against Josh Allen or Kyle Rudolph, I'm competing against Kyle Rudolph. It's an easy decision right there.
It's going to be between him and Haskins, unless they're going to draft. I'm sure they're going to see what it is. I think that with them, look, as much as the bottom half of both teams have been, and this is how much respect I have for Pittsburgh. Yeah. You can see how we reload, and you can see how they reload. And I feel like when I'm looking at how they reloading, I'm not looking at how Cincinnati's doing or Cleveland's doing, because for some reason it's again, it goes in. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Yep. Who they bringing in? I don't know how in the world Jacksonville let Miles Jack go, but how you get him to Pittsburgh and you got him and Bush? Come on, man. Like I felt like that was a cheat code. They're gonna have a certain advantage, and I'm hoping that our tackles are up to the bill. But that's what I say. Hey, we bring Linderbaum in there, have him take Cleveland spot. Let's shot. But alone, bro. He gonna do it. He gonna do it next year. He gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's gonna be straight. All right, back to Boogie. Boogie going crazy again. He said Hollywood is nutterfingers. He's not physical. He's scared to get touched. He leaves yards on the field and he goes down early. That's not number one quality. Tell me.
Did you say it like that though?
Because he's a hater. He's got the haters ball. He's just the biggest hater of them all.
This is the haters ball.
He's like, I hate you. I hate you. All of you had it better than me. Yes, I'm the biggest hater. So he just constantly hated, bro. Hey, the thing is go check the drops. Hollywood only had 6 drops. It's just they were in big time moments, and one of them he was actually popped on. And I mean, you get popped like that, you're gonna release the ball. Yeah, it was by Fitzpatrick. So they trading blows back and forth, and that's what's good.
Bob Fitzpatrick. He didn't do that this year. He didn't just go down after making the catch this year, but he wasn't getting by nobody really, like trying to, run him over. I don't know. The man is 5'7", 180. Yeah. 5'9". I'm killing him with the 5'7". He's 5'9", 180. Like he maybe get up to 188. Yeah. Deshaun Jackson didn't try to take a lot of hits either. You got to be smart. You got to play smart.
Yeah, you got business decisions to make, man. You got to sit here and protect your body. You know, you get what you can get and you can get out, but you can still make some decent plays.
That's why he's not shaking. He's not Lamar Jackson when he got the ball in his hands. So he'll give you a stiff arm. He may shake a little bit, but he's not giving you a lot. Bug, I don't know what you're looking for. I mean, that's
he
just
wants the full on. You know, he wants the next everything that's not the Raven style, everything that's over the fence.
But I mean, it's not even just that. But every receiver is not. They don't have that type of shape. Like, I'm not taking a shot, dude. And this is my opinion. Jamar Chase he's hard to take down.
That dude a freak.
He's physical. He's hard to take down, but he's not hard to take down because he's shaking you and he loose. He got loose. It's just like he don't give you a good angle. You know what I mean? And then he just keep running. So he's just tough. But
I came with this guy today. He's just saying, Ted Ginn. I mean, did we need to go through Ted Ginn's route tree? Because I made a copy of his route tree as well. I feel like there it is. That's Ted Ginn route tree. That's Ted Ginn's route tree. You're gonna tell me that Ted Ginn is better than Hollywood? I think production-wise, right now, what Ted Ginn did with Cam Newton was phenomenal. But, and I think the other thing what he did with Drew Brees, it was great. But was it the full route tree? That dude can't run the full route tree. This dude.
Stop. Both of them. First of all, both Ted Ginn and Deshaun were both. They were shifty. They were both kick returners and punt returners. They're different receivers as far as that's concerned. If you just go compare them as receivers, none of them ran better routes than Hollywood.
Nah, because Hollywood could run the whole thing.
And it was a go route. Everything was a go route.
Yeah, because everybody knew that they had over the top speed, and that was all that they were good for. That's all. Anyway, Lisa's saying Hollywood Brown is a good guy and he's trying his best. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Tell him, Lisa. That's why I love Lisa. Yeah, he tweaking off. Yeah, I think Booty's sitting there doing something. He got it laced with Clorox or something. I don't know what the heck wrong with he's smoking. Let's see. Delicious says, bruh, stop it. Win a 1,000-yard season wasn't impressive, Boogie. Yeah, I agree. Like, hey, you have
91 catches.
Yeah.
And he missed 2 games, bro. Missed 2 games.
And has 91 catches. So this dude could have had 1,100 to 1,200 yards this year had he not missed those 2 games. Had Lamar been healthy, he'd have had even more.
Yeah, and who had 100 catches. You know what? Just let me throw something else on you. Let me throw a little salt right now. I'm throwing a little salt. And it's not I really want to throw it at Tyler like that. But that interception in the Rams game, that's 99 yards right there. I'm sorry. I'm about 75 yards.
Yes,
he ran that post route. Left the corner. The corner was gone. I don't know where the corner was. The safety drifted over.
And he just underthrew it. I don't know what happened. Like, he's known for power on the arm.
Yeah, he threw the ball, but I don't think it goes back to the chemistry. I don't think he knew where Hollywood was going. He ran the same route against Denver. He dipped on the safety. The safety was over here, and he stayed there, and the ball was just going there. Hollywood wasn't even looking in. He was looking down the field. Come on, brother.
I just don't get it. They just continue to go in on Hollywood, and I'm looking at the stats right now.
Even that fast.
Right now. Cooper Kupp.
He's sitting in the corner.
4 drops. Hollywood Brown, 6 drops. Come on. Like Diggs, he had 5 drops. Adams, 3 drops. So basically, Hollywood only had 3 more drops than some of the best wide receivers in the league. The best wide receivers in the league only had 3 drops. He had 6 drops. That's not crazy significant. It wasn't like he was like it was too round for me. Yes, the Detroit game exposed a lot to where we're all like, man, hang this dude. And no, we got to sit here and look at it like, no, we got to. This is a good dude. He's a good wide receiver.
He had a bad game.
Yeah, everybody has a bad game. I have a bad day at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna get fired.
Lamar had a bad game when you played Cleveland. Lamar had a bad game when he played Cleveland. Like, it happens. He had a bad game. That's really where all those drops came from, that Detroit game. Other than that, he have a whole bunch of
he gonna deflect. He gonna try to blame Lamar. Oh, hang on, that was the other comment. So he's saying plus Lamar was forcing it to him. Lamar, if Lamar wasn't his buddy, Hollywood would be. I don't know what to do with you, bro. I don't know what. He tweaking. He's straight tweaking, and he got the good stuff. You know what? You should go ahead and put your dealer in the comments because everybody needs apparently need to check this out on the weekend. Don't do this on the show though. Anyway, Boogie's getting them. I mean, Bill's getting them. Said Boogie, it's a run first offense with no O line last year. I mean, when you get 1,000 yards and your quarterback doesn't have a line to throw behind, you know, you're looking pretty good as a wide receiver.
Don't get at him like that, Bill. Don't shoot at his IQ. Don't get at him like that.
Yeah, you know, we try to stick to the facts. We're trying to call no names. I mean, don't get wrong. I still say you smoking crack, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it. Love football. Oh god, here we go. All right, so he says Lamar had a bad game, but made the play he needed to versus the Browns.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you talking about?
I'm just saying. I'm not comparing. You get okay, Book. You're not listening. I'm saying everybody has a bad day. Before what he had 3 drops in that game, in that Detroit game.
Yep.
And 2, he could have had 2 more touchdowns. I think he had
touchdowns. Yeah.
Right. He only had 1 touchdown. He could have 2 more touchdowns. Those are all concentration drops. It wasn't because it wasn't because he can't catch, or he has horrible hands. Or
I think he was just trying to look at what was next after but he got to bring in first.
Yeah, he wasn't looking the ball and he was taking off already. Those are all concentration drops. That's nothing. He fixes it. You can fix that. Now, as far as like in the Pittsburgh game, when he had the other 2, he had 3 in that game or 2. Mm-hmm. That game, 1 was a touchdown, right? And 2. 1 was a touchdown, and 1 was when Fitzpatrick knocked the ball out. Yeah. That touchdown catch, again, I don't know what he was looking at. He could have by far gotten his head taken off. I'm assuming that's what he was looking at because he was sliding in, trying to catch the ball, and he had his hands the wrong way. You do have to make that catch, but Mark Andrews, look at the Pittsburgh game when we first played Pittsburgh. The ball hit him right in his breadbasket. He caught the ball like this and dropped it. So it happens. It's not like it doesn't happen.
You're talking about what was Hollywood's yards after catch. Well, I can tell you right now, most of the routes that he was running were comeback routes. And after he got the ball, he would spin up and work his way upfield. You could see he was getting, close to 5 or 6 yards after the catch once he caught the ball. So,
yards over just run the deep routes.
Yeah, so I think Delicious was agreeing with the run first thing and the low IQ Boogie. So when it comes to Hollywood, he's one of those guys you got to give a break. You have to give a pass and recognize that everything did not go right. You can see his progression year by year, him working hard to gain that chemistry with Lamar. They went to Scottsdale, Arizona last year during the offseason. I'm pretty sure they'll make a trip back down. For some reason, they really do like Arizona. They'll get with the TNT crew again and work on their speed, work on their agility, all that. I think that he's going to come back this year, and he's going to prove something big. And honestly, I think Bateman is going to be just as solid on the other side as well. We got good receivers. There's no need for a Julio. There's no need for a Landry or anybody else that y'all want to necessarily bring in. And a Big Reg was here. No, we do not need a receiver in the first round. Daniel Hall, what's going on? He said I was wrong about EDC. He really on fire this far. Thank you. Somebody finally admitting that, hey, EDC is actually in his bag right now.
Yep.
Signing guys that make sense. So I had something else for the show tonight that I wanted to talk about, and it was the tight ends. So just jump into that real quick.
I'm just trying to see what Hollywood doing, just in case Primetime Jet is down.
So we talked about EDC as far as trusting him. We talked about Z coming home. There's one thing I did want to talk about. Ricard, he wants some tight end money, but the Raiders just signed a fullback for $7 million. So that kind of lets you know, like, that's the type of money that Ricard wants. I guess the last fullback that got signed was probably getting about $5 million. That was or getting 4.5. So I was thinking Baltimore could offer a contract of $5 million, but obviously that's not working because now the Raiders just signed that fullback for $7 million. So it could be an issue for Baltimore to bring back Ricard based on some no-name fullback getting signed by the Raiders for $7 million. So yeah, this could be a major issue, and I think that they could just go ahead and say goodbye to Ricard and go draft them a fullback just to kind of let Ricard know, like, hey, we value you, but at the same time, I need you to drop that price a bit.
We got Ben Mason back, so we don't need to draft a fullback. We got him in the chamber already. They got Ben Mason back off New England, let him go. Then went to Chicago, didn't work out, let him go. He should have just listened to Harbaugh from the beginning and stayed on the practice squad. Develop. Remember the year when we got Juice. Juice was here, and we also had what's my man name? The other fullback that retired as a Raven. We had got him from the Texans. Lynch. Is it Lynch?
Oh, yeah, Leach,
Yeah.
Vontae. Yeah, that was when we was banging ahead. We was in our prime with the ground game. And like I said, you can go draft. You can go you draft your quarterback, or draft you a running back or a fullback, and you'll be okay. You don't necessarily need to pay these fullbacks. I mean, Juice got paid, and I think that's why he wants to get paid, is because Juice got paid somewhere else. So,
yeah,
you know what? Good luck to him and greener pastures elsewhere. But I don't think that he deserves to bring in a huge bag and get paid as much. I mean, he probably getting paid more than Boyle if he gets that $7 million, right?
I don't know what Nick's contract is, but what I'm saying is that he probably would. But what I'm saying is that we don't have to draft anybody. We drafted him last year, and we got him back. So Ben Mason they got his rights, his contract for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the right place at the right time, and hopefully you just do what he got to do, and prepare yourself to play the fullback role, which he can play. I mean, that's what he was at Michigan anyway, and he played right in.
I think he goes elsewhere. I think Baltimore needs to start taking a look at some of these tight ends.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I totally forgot about it because I think he priced himself out.
Yeah, I think other teams are probably like, hey, we'll catch him on the third wave, and see what's up. And that's where Baltimore probably put their offer on the table and say, hey, you know what? Go see if you can get tight end money. If you can't, here's an offer right here of $4 million. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'm sure they already offered him something.
Yeah.
Just whether he want to take that or not. But somebody might reach for him, because if you think about it, Buffalo, they don't need a fullback, but they trying to still develop a running game. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes there. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes to New England, but New England has their fullback. You know what I mean? So
actually, he'd probably go to Chicago, or not Chicago, go to New York, because I mean the Giants would probably make a lot of sense. I mean, imagine him running in front of Saquon. It makes their game even more dangerous.
Right.
And then Tyrod Taylor just moved up there. Hopefully, he gets the starting job. Yeah. They do a little something crazy with him that's similar to Baltimore's with Saquon, and that would be nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to this tight end talk over here. So I looked at a couple of tight ends, and I'll just give you my basic just snapshot of each one of them as we go forward. I only looked at about 7 of them, but I'll just start off with the number 1, Trey Mcbride. He's 6'3", 246 pounds, out of Colorado State. Dude had like a 4.9 40 time. So he's a little slow.
Yeah, he's a good blocker, but he's undersized, but he's a good blocker.
Yeah, he's got good hands. That's what I saw on there. Really, really nice hands. And he's got some decent routes.
He reminds me of the H-back that was at Washington, Cooley. Is it Cooley?
Yeah, Cooley.
He reminds me of Cooley.
Okay, so yeah, he's not gonna burn anybody, but he definitely is one of those guys that you're like, all right, he'll make it happen. He uses his body for position. He's got good hands.
Yeah.
Next was the Greg Dolcik guy. I really like this guy here. One, because he's got a really good 40 time. So I think you put him on the field, and then having somebody sub in. If we go back to the 3 tight end package that they used in 2019, I'd like to see this guy in that package for the Baltimore Ravens. He's 6'4", 243 pounds, out of UCLA. This guy has 725 yards, 5 touchdowns in 2021. He's quick, he's smooth, he's got great routes. Want to see more out of him, and I think that he'll probably slide to the second. Some people are saying third round. I'm not really sure.
You think we draft in the tight end? Because I got faith in Josh Oliver. I think he's a decent tight end, and I think if Miles, I think if who was hurt? Who was hurt? That I said tight end. I can't think of who we just talking about.
Boyle?
Huh?
Boyle?
Boyle. If Nick Boyle is healthy,
yeah.
Hopefully he is, then we good. I mean, we still may have to draft a tight end because of that.
Yeah.
But I think that I like Josh Oliver. I think that he shows that. I mean, he has good hands. He just got to hold on to the ball after the catch. Like he fumbled twice, I believe. But that's
if I can bring 90 guys into camp and Greg Dolcik is there, let's say third round, and we got that third round pick.
I mean,
I probably pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think that. I don't know. Me looking at I'm more worried about getting another running back.
Yeah.
Than getting another tight end. Not because I don't think, I just think that Josh Oliver is he's well enough to do something. Like this is really, you want to think about it, last year was, even though it was his third year in the league, it really was his rookie year. And I think that this year will be a bigger jump. I mean, we can't bring back another tight end. We could be in Hurst, whatever. If we get another tight end, then that's fine. Because I'm assuming that Oliver won't be there after next year, after this season, because it'll be his fourth season. So he may move on, or we may offer him something. And,
so let's just say, if they decide, so let's say Oliver doesn't make it or something like that, we got to bring somebody in. Right. Here's one that may somewhat resemble that guy, Isaiah Likely. He's 6'4", 245 pounds, comes out of Coastal Carolina. I saw everything except for blocking with this guy.
Right.
He's quick, good receiver, needs some blocking improvement. He ran a 4.65 40, and they're saying somewhere around the third, fourth round is what this guy's looking at right here. And then Cade Otton out of Washington. He had a 4.75 run time, but he had some injury history. I think that was the thing with this guy. He was a willing blocker and a decent receiver is what they had in, according to a Walter Football when I was looking this one up. So I feel like, okay, he's a decent blocker, decent receiver. So it's a mad pickup. I think when it comes to Oliver, if we're saying that that's the standard, I'd rather have Oliver than this Cade Otton guy. The next was Jalen Wordmeyer. It was spelled kind of weird. Out of Texas A&M. And this guy's a 6'5", 255 pound guy. I don't think he ran the 40 at all because it wasn't recorded anywhere. Dropsies. He got a case of the dropsies, man. They say he can get open though and he's speedy, but I'm like, it don't matter if you ain't catching the ball, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's able to create separation. If he gets him, he goes and hits the jugs machine, kind of like how Jacoby Jones did. When he came out of Houston, everybody was like, yo, this man's got a case of the drops. And what happens? He comes and wins us the Super Bowl because he put a jugs machine in his garage that offseason and got to it.
Yeah.
There's another guy, Charlie Kohler. This guy is 6'6", 252 pounds, Iowa State. And they saying he could go anywhere from round 3 to 5. It says he had a little bit of an injury history. I think he was injured at the beginning of 1 year. And then when he's healthy, though, check these stats out. 62 receptions, 756 yards, and 6 touchdowns in his last season. But they said he disappeared at the Senior Bowl. They really didn't show up there. But he has the ability to be that red zone type of bully.
I don't think any of the tight ends really showed up in the Senior Bowl game. I mean, they don't really highlight the senior, like this, the tight ends doing any work during the practices. They always highlight the receivers or they highlight the edge rushers and the linemen. So you don't get an opportunity to really see the receivers. I mean, you don't really see the tight ends unless they just running routes.
Right.
But I don't think any of the tight ends actually showed up. Like, I think maybe one of them had a catch. I don't think any of them really did anything in there.
And there's a guy last name, I think is or his name is Jeremy Ruckett. This is the last one I had. Ohio State. 252, 6'5", ran a 4.75 40. He had 26 receptions, 309 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2021. They're saying that he could be a sleeper because of the minimal use, because it looks like the quarterback there was going to more of the wide receivers on the outside. And so if he's got low usage, low tire usage, whatever like that, and if he's got some type of potential, let's say bring him into camp, let him compete. What's the worst that could happen? Like I said, we got 90 guys. Let one of these tight ends, let them draft a tight end, let them be one of those 90, let them compete in that crew there.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to at least bring one in as far as undrafted. I'm trying to think if we are going to draft one. I mean, going by how aggressive we've been thus far in the free agency, I just still gonna have these 10 picks. I say we're gonna draft six players, the most 7. I think EDC gonna move up. I want him. Let's just get rid of it and move forward. I'm still holding to it. I still think we're gonna get 2 players in the first round. I think we're gonna do it. You got enough capital to move and come back in there. And the Lions need a lot of help, so it wouldn't hurt for you to move up, even if you switched out your second round pick for that last first round pick. You know what I'm saying? So
Boogie going crazy, screaming from the top of the rafters now because he want to be heard. So you gotta wonder where his commitment is, because if he's saying stuff like this, you got to like, are you really one of those ones who get excited when we win, or do you say, oh, you know what, who is to blame, or do you find the nitpicks in the losses here? So he's saying we have a top 10 defense this year, would end up missing the playoff because our offense is lacking. Can't wait to hear the excuses. Well, it just sounds like you're rooting against the Ravens, to be honest, man. I feel like this offense is good enough to do something great. And if they get the linemen that they need, whether it be defense or offense, it's really going to make things a lot better. People are trying to take sides as far as defunding the defense or focusing on the offense. As long as they're building, I'm good. Yes, I do want them to get linemen.
We had a top 10 defense win this year.
Don't know. Now after getting the doors blown off of us by Cincinnati.
We had a top 10 defense this year. Is that that's incorrect? We didn't have a top 10 defense this year.
Yeah. We had one of the worst pass defenses in the league.
With 28th or 30th in pass defense, and we were number 1 in run defense. But we
stopped the run. We just could not stop that ball on the back end.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were part of the reason why Wink is not there. We were actually I want to say 14th or between 14th, maybe a little lower than that as far as overall defense.
Yeah, and I think that was plenty of reason to fire Wink, at the time.
Yeah. I mean, he could have gotten a pass because of all the injuries, and our offense was still actually our offense was in the top 10. To be quite honest with you, Bug, I think you need to check the stats, bro. We was number.
You gotta check a lot of stuff, like his medication.
Even though it was bad, we were still number 3 in rushing, and we were number 13 in passing.
Let's see.
I don't know, bro. You gotta check that before you say it. The whole team was beat up, so can't really. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't. I'm glad we didn't go into the players, to be honest with you. This is the first time I'm gonna say that. As much as I want us to, get into there, I'm kind of happy
just to lose. I mean, that team was just completely busted up.
Yeah, we'd have been there. We'd have been there to be slapped around. We didn't have nobody, so I'd have been more pissed off because Lamar wouldn't have played. They saying he probably he wouldn't have played. If you had to wait into the Super Bowl, so you telling me that you really weren't healed. And he said it himself. He wanted to play. No, he wanted to play. But you wait until after the Super Bowl to actually get back to practicing, and that tells me enough right there. He wasn't ready. We weren't getting none of those players back.
He's yelling this over and over in the chat. Defund the defense, fire Harves, fire EDC, fire G. This is lunch break hot take stuff. That's not. This isn't Couch Rider Report stuff, bro. I'm sorry. And that what D said. Delicious said it's the LBHT burner page. Yeah, yes. So you're gonna see those things in there. There's a certain amount of hey, let's fire everybody. I just don't get it. I feel like you gotta have an optimistic an optimistic, patient attitude when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. We've had it for years.
Let me ask Book some questions. I know we almost out of time, but let me ask Book some questions. So, what we've done thus far? You don't like Book? You don't like nothing that EDC's done thus far?
I think he's just unsatisfied with everything, man. Let's see here. He's saying, "I says next year, not this year." There you go.
Say it again, Book. I said next year.
Don C is in the house. What's good?
Don C, hold on. Go back, Book. Hold on.
All right. He said, man, loving the free agency so far. We'll get back in just a second.
I said the next year. Oh, man. Boy, you made me think about Django.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I was just saying, I was a dance for you, master. Like, what in the heck?
Oh, master, what you want?
You know what I mean?
Who this here, master?
He said, you want you to get up off that horse. But hey, what are you doing on that horse? Anyway, Don C, man, thanks for coming through, man. He said, what's up? Loving the free agency so far. That's what we're saying. We're saying we absolutely love the moves in free agency right now. These are competitive moves. These are small moves. Yes, everybody in the AFC North right now is making they're making some noise, or at least the Steelers are making some noise right now. The Browns are trying to sign Deshaun, and they released and they signed Cooper and released Jarvis. So Baltimore to be able to make these type of moves are showing, hey, we're making some big boy moves here. And I think Eric DeCosta is silencing some of the haters, even though Boogie is loud as all get out.
Sorry, you made my night. I'm done. I says.
So Delicious says teams need some kind of balance to win championships. You're not going to win championships every year with just an offense. If that was the case, imagine how Peyton Manning would have. Okay. Peyton Manning needed a full squad in order to make it happen in Denver. Yeah, it basically took defense to win him that championship because his whole body was gone that time around.
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm still laughing at Book.
Here he go. He's still spewing poison over here. He's saying, what has EDC done? Smith is okay. Like, you really think that I think Smith is going to come back and do something big for Baltimore.
I said Boogie did a lot. Boogie.
And they're like, EDC has done plenty. I just don't understand. Like, what is he not seeing? What is he not seeing out of the things that Eric DeCosta brought in? He on it. He got it. He got that good stuff. There you go. All right. So what's up, Don C? Okay, Tanja said that. Let's see. I love that dude. Man.
I'm sorry. Book got me a tease. He says, get aboard that horse. Who's that, master? Who is that riding with you, master?
So it's just more him peeking over the wall. Basically, he's saying over and over again that he's peeking over the wall that all these other teams and how they do business.
Bengals. What?
The Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, they have top 5 offenses. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But you're going to see what happens on defense this year. There's a reason that we are starting to get those defensive pieces back because we want to stop those top offenses from performing. We have an electric chess piece in Lamar Jackson already. Huh?
It's not like we haven't had the number 1 scoring offense in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Other than this year.
They went up with like close to 30 points a game or 30 plus a game, right? Before this year.
Bug, I says, Bug, you know Harpo? You know Harpo, Bug? You told Harpo to beat me, Bug.
Wow. Anyway, Delicious thing. Boogie, just about all those teams you named, they're well balanced. So when it comes to the Bengals, yes, they had one of the best safeties in the NFL last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The Bills had a I think they had the number one and number two, number one offense, number two defense in the league, like through week 6 last year, if I remember correctly. The Bucks they had all the talent back from the Super Bowl, their stellar defense. And they just had tough corner. They had jacked up corners.
Buffalo had the number one defense last year.
Okay, number one defense, and then was like they had at one point in time they had the number one offense or number two offense or something like that.
The offense was up there, but they had the number one defense by far. Definitely had the number one defense. The Rams always had it ever since they got to LA. They've had one of the top offenses. I mean, come on. I mean, that's fine. Bengals first year, that's fine, okay, but they didn't have no. What are we getting at though? We had the number one scoring offense in the past 2 or 3 years. It's not like we didn't have an offense that was in the top 5. I mean, maybe not the top 5 as far as passing. This year though, we put it together. We was in the top 10. What's wrong, Book?
That boy said, "What's wrong with the weed?" No, it's not this. It's not this something. Your weed is laced. Your weed is like Karen's potato salad, bro. You just cannot. Just don't do it.
Somebody M's downstairs. That's what you're talking about, Book. Downstairs.
Craziness. Anyway, so Boogie, your boy Zeke is here. What's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe, boy.
M's downstairs.
Let's see. Yeah. So Ellie says those teams also had top 10 defense. So yeah, they were balanced squads. They're building all around. So the Chiefs, they had the thing is the Chiefs every year it looks like they're just going to be completely ran through on defense, and somehow they just managed to pull it together, and they have a more balanced offense and defense throughout the rest of the season. Now the playoffs, I think the Bills and them had a full-on shootout.
Throw everything out the window almost, because for some apparent, I mean most of the time, because even the best defenses have a problem. But to correct you, Boogie, if you look at the last 8 games of the season, the Chiefs had one of the top-rated defenses throughout the rest of the season. And once they went back and they got Ingram. Once they picked up Ingram and they moved Jones back to the tackle,
yeah,
they had after that bye. The last 8 games of the season, they had I don't know if they had the number one defense. I know they had one.
They had him sitting out there on the edge, and it just wasn't it for him. They saw that he could dominate through the inside.
He thought he was Donald. He's not Donald. That's why Chris Jones wanted to try. He thought he was Donald / he's like, I want to be like Donald Reggie White.
I can do it all. Nah. Which one of them had the Uzi in the sports car? You remember which one got in trouble for the Uzi in the sports car?
Went back to Cali. He's from Cali, from Compton, I believe.
I can't remember. Was it Jones? That wasn't Jones, was it?
No, Frank. Yeah, Frank Clark. Frank Clark.
Yeah.
Back home, you gotta get away from that, man. You gotta get away from that, bro.
All right. So your boy Zeke says, what are we doing with our running back room? Right now, it looks like Justice Hill just got his number took because Marcus Williams just came in. So that goes to tell me that there is a certain amount of savings by dropping Hill. And I know that Eric DeCosta said he was going to be on the contract or on the books when the season, or I guess when camp came along. But if you're getting your number taken, that obviously tells me they had to release you, or you were willing to give up the number in order for that to happen. And so if they cut Hill, it's about $1 million in savings.
I don't think they're gonna cut him. They may trade him. I don't think they're gonna cut him. See what he got in the play. See what he got during preseason. Probably be able to trade him. I don't think they're gonna cut him though. We got running back though, so I don't think we're gonna keep all 4. We could keep all 4. We've done it before, but we definitely drafted a running back. I see that definitely. And if you want,
I can see a third running back coming in and taking Hill's spot. To be honest,
whoever we draft is gonna take his spot. No, and there's no disrespect to Hill. I'm just saying, like he's showing flashes here and there, but I hope the only reason I hope that we draft Cook is because he's just different. He can play receiver. He's definitely out the gate. He's super fast like his brother. As soon as he get the ball in his hand, his football speed is different than him running the 40. I don't know. I know Georgia had a pro day today. I don't know what he did there because they just talked about the defense. But I'm sure he ran a faster time today at his pro day. I could look that up. But we definitely drafted a running back.
And then, of course, with Dobbins and with and then the fact that Gus's contract, it ends next year.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to look at other options. If he doesn't come back for the injury correctly, or two, if he outplays his current contract and is going to command a major amount of money, well, we won't have it next year because we just signed some nice little pieces this year that their money is going to hit next year, or it might hit the year after that, depending on how the structuring of that contract with. Of course, JK will still be here, but you got to have those extra pieces. And, if Tyson Williams doesn't get out of Harbaugh's basement, then, yeah, we're definitely going to have to look at getting another running back to bring into this room and call witness protection, call the CIA to come do an investigation or something for the FBI. Somebody need to go invade Harbaugh's house and get this dude out the basement. But that's our running back situation right now. I think Dobbins is one of those guys who's going to come back. I mean, he was training with Cook before the season started last year.
Who was?
Yeah, Dobbins.
Yep, he was. I'm listening. I'm just looking up what went on. I want to know what he ran on his pro day.
Yeah, and then it's like I said with Gus is one of those guys like phenomenal. Going to take off like a track horse. I really appreciate everything he brings to the Ravens. It's exciting, but when like I said, the season after this, we're going to have to look at those other options, and hopefully Cook is one of those. And there are a few other players out there we want to take a look at. I don't have my list of running backs with me, but I'm pretty sure we'll do our research on those.
Zamir, he might be what we need too.
I thought I had a guy that I had in mind with the running back position, but maybe we didn't. Did we do it? We didn't do a show on running backs, did we?
I believe I can't remember. I believe we did. No, we didn't touch running backs. We just did defense.
We'll touch that one later on. But here we go. Delicious says people don't look at it like that's Cam because we're not throwing it all over the field.
What happened? Don't look at what?
I don't know. Something we was discussing earlier. Probably with the Ravens, the whole Ravens build and our wide receivers. Let's see.
What is he referring to? The running back? Because that's.
I think he was referring to something else. I think it was a different topic. So we're kind of behind in the comments here.
Yeah.
So Bill Sill says, "Yo, there's nothing wrong with." Oh, they talking about weed. Let's see.
What? Weed? What?
Yeah, we keep doing the weed somewhere and stuff. So, anyway, but Delicious is talking about they definitely picked up second half of the season. He's talking about the Chiefs. I think that's what he's talking about that. And Tanja helped me out with the Frank Clark comment. Cool, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Don C says, with signing Zadarius back home, do you think we take corner or Jordan Davis at D tackle? I know he's a one-trick pony, but he does with that one trick very well.
Not a one-trick pony.
Yeah, I think his athleticism and his punch, he's got a lot of ability there. And like I said, he's full on Kool-Aid, man. I think I would be excited to have Jordan Davis there. I don't want a corner, to be honest. I think we got two exceptional guys on the outside right there, and we can pick a corner up later in the class.
I'm going to be honest. I think that people are I'm not taking a shot at you, Don C, at all. I think people are deceived by size, so their perception is that when they think about how good their defense is, that you only think that he's only out there. He was only out there for running plays, but he's been out there. He was out there. He made the first sack fumble in the championship game against Alabama, if y'all remember. He was coming off a stunt. Javon Walker came inside and freed him. So he can't pass rush. That one trick that you're referring to is him stuffing a run. Yes, he does that extremely well, but he can't pass rush, and he said he's been working on his pass rush move. That's the only reason I want to get Calais back, because he's the same height as Calais, and Calais can help him as far as that's concerned, to utilize your height and how to use your leverage.
Yeah.
As far as moving your body. And we just need that. We need that veteran presence. But here we go.
Yeah, he says, should we fire Harbs or Giro if he missed the playoffs again? Now, here's the thing. We ain't going to miss the playoffs again. When has Harbaugh missed the playoffs multiple seasons in a row? I think they come back at it. Like I said, they're going to put Giro in the lab. He's going to collaborate with his coordinators or with his pass game coordinator. He's going to collaborate with the wide receiver coach. They're going to get something going. This defense is going to be stout again. We're not missing the playoffs, man. So I ain't even got to answer that one. All right. Bill Seals says cornerback seems a bigger need if they are actually talking to Mike Pierce instead at Don. So I think he's replying to Don on that one.
I think we're talking to Mike because we don't know what Calais is going to do yet.
Yeah, I think so as well. But the thing is Pierce going to come into camp at 420 some pounds again? I mean, or 400 some pounds? I mean, what are we looking at there? Is he going to stay in shape? That's the problem with Pierce. And he moves well with that weight on him. But at the same time, do you really want to deal with that situation again where he's getting kicked out of camp because he's not taking care of his business? I don't think so.
Did he get kicked out of camp in Minnesota? Is that what happened?
I don't know what happened with Minnesota. I just think they decided not to sign him back. Or I think they released him. So Harv says Harv should be on the hot seat, according to Delicious. I think this is a year where there are things that are questions, no doubt. But I think Eric DeCosta said, hey, look, I got one of the longest tenured coaches in the league right here. And if he gets dropped, he's going somewhere else, and he's probably going to do something pretty big there.
When his head coach is on top of that.
Yeah.
He's up to – it's only between him, Belichick, and
Tomlin.
And he's actually ahead of Tomlin.
He's ahead of Tomlin? I think he's just below Tomlin.
I think he just got ahead of him because of that 14-2 season that we had.
Oh, okay. I'll take that one look on that one.
Yeah.
Don C says Breece Hall is probably Bryce Hall, right? Or is it Bryce? It might be Bryce Hall. Right. And then Brian Robinson in the draft and cut Justice in the Tub Hill.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
I'm dead. Hold on. Check it out. Hold on now. So, all right. So he's saying get a running back and cut Justice Hill.
Yeah, I did see the Hall guy. I think that's the USC guy who's like tearing it up, right?
I don't know.
Or was it Iowa State? It was either Iowa State.
But I don't think he'll be there. I think he might go. I think he might sneak into the first round. I would like Walker. If we're going to get somebody that's explosive like that, Walker would be the one. He's actually the one that was at Michigan State. He would be perfect for the system. He's shifty and he's big and he's fast. So we only got Gus for one more year. Walker would be perfect. And I mean, we have no choice. We got three running backs that have coming off an injury. It's not like, again, everything always goes back to, well, what's your accolades look like? Because you wouldn't be worried about getting another running back if it was. You still would draft another running back, but you wouldn't be worried if it was like Adrian Peterson, like him coming off his ACL. He's just a different type of animal. Now, I think that because I'll be honest with you, out of all three, I think that JK is the most healthiest because his injury was due to someone hitting him, not because it just happened. It just went on him. So he might be a lot healthier because of that. Now I'm worried about Gus because Gus is a big dude, so he definitely got to get it together to where he's going to be ready. They should be both ready for the season, though. It's been a year. It'll be a year come August. So your legs should be rested. Again, Justice Hill should be ready too as well. But if anyone going to get in the training camp first, it should be Justice Hill.
Yeah. This dude here saying, answer the question. I think he's talking about me. If I'm going to answer the question about Giro and Harbaugh getting fired if we don't make the play, I can't answer it because it ain't going to happen, bro. We ain't going to have a losing season, man. You going into this season with that type of mentality, man, shows me that you have a very pessimistic mentality, and it's not healthy.
But look, okay, so we don't make the playoffs. Just entertain them for a second. We don't make the playoffs, then I think everybody going.
Yeah, I think there's a full on. It could be. I'll go ahead and say yes. There will be a reset button conversation.
Harbaugh's going to walk out on his own terms. Harbaugh's going to just get fired.
I think he'll go ahead and say, "Yeah, I'll hand the reins over," and he'll probably hand it over to T.
Yeah, he just ain't going. He just ain't going to get like. You're not just going to fire somebody that's the Super Bowl Super Bowl coach that you get along with. This ain't like Doug Peterson in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, and how's the conversation? Like, what's life look after that when you go up to your neighbor because they obviously neighbors, they sharing the same fence. They go fix this fence, and he's sitting here looking at him with the nails and.
No, I feel that we've had a coach for almost 20 years. Like that's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's just consistency. Mike Tomlin he hasn't got Pittsburgh to the playoffs like maybe twice out of the years that he's been at Pittsburgh, and they didn't give up on him yet. They didn't give up on him in 2019. They didn't give up on him the year we won the Super Bowl when Pittsburgh didn't make the playoffs. So
yeah, I think it's like you got to recognize that patience. I keep saying this over and over again. I feel like I'm just beating the same drum. It's patience. It's all about patience when it comes to these organizations. When you go get a new coach, you don't know exactly what you're getting into. You don't know if it's going to be a quick fix and they're going to turn it around immediately, or you're going to turn into the Dolphins, or you're going to turn into what the Bills were for years since the 90s, or you're going to turn into what the Dallas Cowboys have been since 1996. Mm-hmm. You don't know if that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We are 12 years in between Super Bowls each time. Yep. So we're coming up on, I think, the third, maybe the 12th or 13th year right now. So it's time. We due for another one. So
we won 2012. It's 2022. We about the same. We go each decade. We go about the same.
Yeah. So we're getting it in. It's just y'all gotta be patient. That's all. I might be closer to 50 by the time we get one after this one. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody can't win them. Anywho. Bill still says we don't need to draft 3 running backs. We got Tyson Williams, I'm telling you. So I like to say if Tyson comes in there and if Harbaugh would just give him a shot and give him a little leeway,
you gotta play special teams.
Yeah.
We gotta play. If you ain't drafted, you gotta play special teams. Even if you drafted, you gotta play special. Even Gus Edwards had to play special teams. You gotta play special teams. That's it. Harbaugh he wasn't taking a shot at. He was taking a shot, but he was telling the truth. He said, "Well, you gotta play special teams. You gotta run. You don't just come in and run. You gotta play special teams. Play special teams. Boogie, you take over."
You think about the things you say. That's the thing. We don't think he's thinking about the things he's saying. Dude, he's smoking that angel dust that Smokey was on Friday, getting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Got extra in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
because he just constantly saying something here. But apparently he giving you a shout out. He's smoking. He said, "Thank you for being honest." Solomon Reed, I think this is a new person in the room. I appreciate you coming through. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. I got 18 people in the room. Let me get 18 likes. I said I played against Gus in high school. My boy gonna come back stronger. Hopefully he run a little harder than he did after the people who jacked him in the club. So
he must be from Staten Island when he played against him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Don C says they're saying Gus Edwards dropped some weight and is at 8% body fat. He's shredded.
That's what's up.
Okay.
That's what the revenge tour is there. It's now. The revenge tour is now. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. Nate McCrary.
I like Nate.
I think he got to get another team to compete, though. He's got to go somewhere where he has the opportunity to compete. Because right now, when you're sitting, with Baltimore brings in a running back, if Gus Edwards comes back healthy, J.K. is going to steal the show. And then, of course, you got Tyson Williams. It's going to be really hard for him to get them reps. So let's see.
Don't be surprised if we draft the running back, y'all. Y'all act like we ain't going to draft one. I'm just telling you. We don't want to be in that situation we was in last year.
Boogie is just saying anything, man. He just going off. He says, let's see what he said now. It says, since that Super Bowl in 2012, Harbaugh has 2 playoff wins, has made 4 playoff outs in 10 seasons since they Super Bowl. Well, you got to think about it. When we paid Joe, we couldn't put anything around Joe. Joe's development did not really happen. They decided to stick with it because they overpaid him. And I think Kubiak was the only thing that looked decent during that time frame.
That's the only he had.
Yeah. Then we had Ray Rice issues. I mean, it was a whole plethora of things that went wrong with this team.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think in my heart of hearts, I felt like maybe everybody don't feel this way, but I feel like we got cursed because we didn't do Ray right. And that's because we just got put under the microscope because, the shield, the NFL shield. I think that's why I felt like we got cursed for so long after that happened. Like, the team did not look right after that happened. I was like, something is not right, bro. It's not right.
I think Harbaugh definitely had to change his leadership style too. Because back then he was leading with the iron fist.
But I mean, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying after that happened, if you just look at how the offense was running, we went through every year we had different running backs. Like nobody was consistent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Collins was somewhat consistent, and then by that time, really he wasn't. Like it was just like, this is just bad. This is just bad. I mean, I like Justin Forsett, but it's bad, bro. It's bad after that.
All right, Adit says, what's more likely, the next move, Lamar's extension, Marcus Peters' extension, signing Bozeman, or J.C. Treader, or something else?
Marcus Peters' extension and then going back and signing Bozeman. That's what I see going on because I don't see Bozeman should have been signed by now. He's supposed to be the number one center out there. I don't understand that. I think if we don't get JC, somebody else picks him up, then I think again that his number's going to go low because nobody's going to be able to pay him. The money's running out, man.
Okay.
The money.
I think Lamar's extension is probably going to come next because, like I said, I feel like it's going to be this week. We still got 2 days left or 3 days left in the week. I think Lamar's extension comes here within the next day or so because you don't sit there and sign all these other guys and put us in a cap situation that we're currently in without knowing, hey, we got something secured or we're working on something very close to securing that big bag for Lamar so that you can free up a little bit more cap space. And Bill Sills is dead on saying, Boogie, go take your Adderall.
Oh, I got to get out of here, man. Just talking on this side. I got to get up at 6. I'm hurting. You gonna have me hurting? Boogie have my heart hurting because he had me laughing so hard.
Yeah, he is.
I love you, man. I got to get off here early,
Absolutely, man. Hey, well, we appreciate y'all coming through, man. Thanks for coming through to the home of Original Sports Perspective. From my couch to yours. Hey, Justin saying we edit. He's like MVPs. Hey, we appreciate the love. Hey, make sure y'all hit the like, the subscribe, and smack the bell. We love doing these shows. We love having a good time with y'all. That's why we on this thing for 2 hours. Every time we talk about it, we like, hey, 1 hour. Earlier. And we just go at it a little bit longer than normal.
I told this man, I was like, hey, yo, I can't burn the midnight oil, man. I got to get up super early. I looked at the clock. Before I know it, 2.5 hours. I'm like, oh, man, I'm falling asleep. I was trying to text you. I'm like, I'm just going to tell him. By the time the text get through.
I feel you, yeah. And it's just crazy, man. Yeah, we'll see y'all next show. Y'all take care, man. We give it 2 claps. Fade to the wrap.
Yes, sir.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Raven, Raven, Couch Rider. Raven, 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 we gon' ride out. Raven, 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 Couch Rider. Raven, we gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, Original Sports Perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.